Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us for a special event. We are covering for the first time football for the 2025 NFL Draft. All right. Well, starting off the show, it's going to be me alone for a few minutes. Anika will show up here shortly. And in an hour, ALW is going to be coming on. And the three of us are going to finish off the draft together. Now, this is an exciting moment. Like, we haven't done football yet. This is a first for us. We've been all about the wrestling. Like, we've talked about MMA, we've talked about football, but now we're actually doing it. We're actually doing it. We're getting it done. I'm going to have to grab my other phone. I can't see comments on here. Ooh. All right. Round one of the NFL draft. And here comes Roger Goodell riding out on a bicycle. All right. Oh, he's not the only one riding on a bicycle. Wait, is that Lil Wayne? Is that Lil Wayne? I didn't get to see a good look at his face. Man, I'm going to assume that's not Lil Wayne, but if it is, that'd be pretty cool. Man, I wish I had glasses. Live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Oh, I see the comments. Okay, it is Lil Wayne. Thank you, Dolores. I thought it looked like Lil Wayne. They didn't do a close up on his face, so I couldn't see. I got poor eyesight, anyways. Hey, what's up, Hassan? You like any teams, Hassan? Packers, green and gold. Just like money. Lil Wayne finally gets his introduction. Oh, yeah, now we get the close up. Yeah, that's definitely Lil Wayne. Hey, if there's one thing the Cowboys do right, it's draft. Like there's plenty that the Cowboys do wrong, but the one thing they do right is draft. So I'm excited to see who they pick. Oh, they get 10 minutes on the clock? I thought they only got 5 minutes on the clock. Yep. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Most years, I don't pay attention to the draft due to like not following college ball. But this past year, I watched college ball. I followed along, and man, it made me excited for the draft watching college ball. Like it's kind of crazy how that works. Like you're already connected to these players before they're even in the league by watching them in college. You see who's good and who's bad. That bite was messier than I thought it was going to be. Yep, Titans on the clock. No, we're heading. Okay. So I think that the Titans are going to take Cam Ward. Uh, he is the quarterback out of Miami, the Miami Hurricanes. Um, of the quarterbacks in the draft, I think he has the highest ceiling, but he does not have the lowest floor, or I guess I should say the highest floor. Like, I think he could be good, but with Cam Ward, there's the potential that he could also be pretty bad. At least in my opinion. That's how I see it. Like if it was me up here drafting first overall, I'd struggle to pick Cam Ward personally. So, I mean, he's good in the pocket. He's got a good arm. I would just struggle making that pick. I mean, if you know your NFL history, you'd know most quarterbacks that get picked first overall don't work out in the NFL. Like Jameis Winston is a good backup. Who else do we have? Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is he's I'd say he's great. I'd say he's more than good. He's great. So if Cam Ward could be as good as Baker Mayfield, that's about the best you can wish for if you're a Titans fan. Hello, Jaden. All right, here comes Roger Goodell. The pick is in. Yeah, they took Cam Ward. Not a surprise there. Hope it works out for them. Cam Ward is a Tennessee Titan. Best of luck. Hopefully he's better than Will Levis.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
Hey,
Hey! You came right on time. Oh my god!
what's good?
Oh my god! Wait, Where I go?
What do you mean?
Oh. No, I didn't see my face no more.
Oh. Wait, what? What? Hold on. A trade has just occurred.
Yes! Yes! We're on the clicker! Oh my God!
The Jacksonville Jaguars traded with the Browns to number 2 in order to take either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Who are they moving up to pick?
Listen. If you're before me, don't. Oh my God! Wait, what's wrong? Nothing. Oh my God! The Jaguars actually might do something good. Oh, bro, I just said look good. No, what does Grandpa say? Oh my God!
Moved up to number 2. What do you think? Is it Hunter or is it Carter? You're the Jags fan.
I would
Wide
love
receiver.
it if it's. I would love it if Shador, but that's me fancy booking.
You said Shador? Sanders?
Yes, but like I said, as a fancy world, back to reality. I'm hoping it's old boy Hunter. I'm hoping it's Hunter. Come on, bro.
You guys could use a corner help, and having him as wide receiver 2 or slot. I'm not sure which he would be. Is he 2 or slot? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, the thing is, though, is that you guys drafted the 3rd best receiver in last year's draft. Like,
listen.
Okay, the pick is in.
Okay, I'm ahead of thank God. Okay. What? I'm right here. Don't say nothing. I'm here, Daddy. What?
They could take Carter, though. This could be the return of Saxonville.
I'm coming. All right. I'm on the move. A nigga's mobile. I'll be back in that 1 minute. If this isn't him, I'm so serious.
All I'm doing.
Oh my God. Oh, you're behind.
I'm behind?
No, my dad's behind. Give me the remote. Yes. The pick is already in.
Well, they said that the pick is in. Like, I think that just means that Roger Goodell has the name, but hasn't announced it.
Oh, Lord. There it goes, Tony. Tony's calm little smug behind. Oh, my gosh.
I know her. She's from Jacksonville, man.
Really, Daddy?
Oh, shoot.
Really, Daddy?
Shoot.
Yes.
It's Tony Khan. Tony Khan's making the pick. Okay, I definitely think it's gonna be Hunter.
It better be Travis Hunter.
If it's not, oh my gosh.
But hey, if it's Abdul Carter, he has potential to be the best edge rusher in the league. Like, that dude is amazing. Either which way you go, you can't go wrong. Either which way you go, you can't go wrong.
Okay, he wanted.
There it is. I gotta mute.
That humanity award.
Oh, you won that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Jacksonville.
Oh, cool. Are we really? Okay, listen. I'm glad he won that award.
Yeah.
But can we
We
please?
don't care about all that. We talk about him later. Put the pick in. It better be Travis Hunter. It better be Travis Hunter.
Oh, see, okay. What the freak, bro?
Francis losing her mind wherever she is.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They are talking so much. If this is not Travis Hunter. Dude. You've already won the
or it could be Abdul Carter, and you get the return of Saxonville.
Sir, because we don't need.
We don't want no Abdul Carter.
Facts. Sorry, facts. Oh my God, this is the longest pick ever. Come on, bro. It better be him. It better be him.
We already know that.
Oh my God. Okay.
We already know that. In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select.
I can hear you, TV.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna call Phil right now. I gotta call Phil.
Oh my God!
I gotta call.
We got him! Oh my gosh, we got him! Oh my gosh! That looked good on your face! That looked good on you!
Run! Run! Travis had to come to Duval.
Let's go!
I couldn't believe it either.
Oh my God!
The 2024 Heisman.
I'm up now. I'm into this now.
Let's go!
And he gets to help you on offense and defense.
Oh my gosh! Oh, you my God! My sister texted me. Oh my gosh! We got him! Oh my God! We got him! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Let's go! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, bro! I don't care about bro! Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Unfortunately, I won't be this happy when it's my team's turn to pick.
Oh my
Okay,
God!
so wide receiver, you'll have Brian Thomas Jr., Christian Kirk, De'Ami Brown, and Travis Hunter. Yeah, you might have some more, but like I'm not familiar enough to tell you who your other wide receivers are.
I'm so
But like,
oh my God, I'm so
when it comes to corner, like
oh
honestly, he might be coming in and being cornerback 1 day 1. Like, I'm trying to think of who y'all got. Like,
We got some people. We got some people.
Tyson Campbell. He's
He's
still on the
good.
Jags, right?
He's
Like,
he's good.
I think he's the current cornerback 1, and I think Travis Hunter might be able to beat him out for that spot.
Let's go!
The biggest thing is this is like the most hype pick. Like,
Oh my gosh! And if they would have said Travis Hunter, because no offense, that was the longest. That was the longest telling us of who they trade in the world. I was like, what are we doing, bro? He learned from the best. He learned from the best. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
don't let ALW hear you say that too loud.
Huh?
Don't let ALW hear you say that too loud.
What?
Because he was a cowboy.
Listen. What? What? So he should know. He should know, boo boo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe they did it. Good job, Tony. Good job, Tony Khan. Great job.
I wasn't paying attention. What did he give up?
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, we know who the Giants are taking.
Do we?
Yeah. Possibly the best player in the draft, Abdul Carter.
Oh my gosh. You said he was good, but I wasn't trying to hear that. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hear it. All I was trying to hear was Travis Hunter. And I can't believe he got him. I can't believe he got him.
Like, if I had the number 1 pick, I'd be hard-pressed not to pick Abdul Carter. This dude is something else. Like, whoever is playing against him, like, do your best to protect your quarterback because he's coming for his head. Love this dude.
Oh my gosh.
He came from the same college as Micah Parsons, and we all saw what Micah Parsons has done for the Cowboys. Like,
That's a big joker right there. All right.
like I was saying, Anika, I'd be hard pressed not to have picked this guy number 1.
Roger Goodell, let's, baby, you ain't cool. Don't try to be cool. That shit could already sell. Get him the jersey and go on about your business, sir.
Okay, is it bear hug time?
Is it what?
Is it bear hug time now?
Oh gosh.
Listen, the first Blue, if you're ahead of us, please don't spoil the picks. Okay, you're just guessing. Okay, I thought you were telling us he already got picked. I was about to say the first offensive lineman that gets drafted lifts Roger Goodell up in the air with a bear hug. It's a tradition, and it might be happening the next pick.
Let's see. For the people who who are actually interested in this besides just your team. Cam Ward went to the Tennessee Titans. Travis Hunter went to
I don't know about that ALW.
the What?
He says T Mac is going to Dallas at 12.
Loser.
I think there's a better chance of them taking Kelvin Banks, Barron, or even a tight end like Loveland or Warren. I don't know if wide receiver is going to be their pick. Like, whoever it's going to be, they're going to be a superstar this year, though. That's for dang sure. Why? Because they always are. Freaking Cowboys. They don't screw up the first round.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, if you want to know who the actual line of who got picked, Cam Ward went to the Tennessee Titans. Travis Hunter with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Abdullah Ward, is what his name is.
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter went to the Giants.
Man, it's going to be freaking Abdul Carter next to Sexy Dexy. And you got Brian Burns and Thibodeau. Like, geez Louise. Giants defense is looking scary. If they can fix their offense, it's going to be hard for the Cowboys to... Oh man, they're gonna sack Dak so many times. Oh man.
If being the operative word. I'm still like, y'all real life got rid of Saquon Barkley. Like y'all real life did that. Like y'all actually got on the phone and said, hey, don't come into work no more. And he got a ring.
No, they told him to test out free agency and see how much money that he could get, and they would try to match it. But the Eagles were way too tempting him to offer. It's like, you're going to pay me how much money to a team that actually wins? Like, yes, please. Like, why would he not turn? Why would he turn down the Eagles' offer of that much money plus winning?
Beats me.
Like, the Giants should not have allowed him the opportunity to see other deals. Like, usually teams don't allow players to shop around like that when a player's that good.
They haven't making good decisions in a minute, so it is what it is.
What do you mean Carter and next?
Blue?
No. This was ALW.
Oh.
It says Carter and next, LT and NY. Oh, next is left tackle in New York. You're making the prediction that New York is taking left tackle in the 4th. Yeah, I think they're taking left tackle as well. Oh, no, he said Lawrence Taylor. Oh, I thought you were talking left tackle. Oh, okay. You're saying that Abdul Carter is the next Lawrence Taylor. I got it. I understand. I know English. I can do words.
Oh my God. All right, back to commercial break. They like whoever is next should have to pick in. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Oh my gosh. I still can't believe it. Wow.
Okay. So have we reached the prove it year for T Law?
What you mean?
Yeah. We all right. So the Jaguars signed Brian Thomas last year, and he did great, even with the backup quarterback. He did great. Like he was the third best receiver of the rookies, playing for a backup quarterback. Like that's fantastic. You guys signed in De'Ami Brown. Uh, you got Travis Hunter now, and you also got the other dude. I said his name earlier, and now I'm spacing on it. Like with these wide receivers to throw the ball to, like does T Law have an excuse if he doesn't excel this season? Coming back from the injury?
Honestly, with Trevor Lawrence, it is what it is for me right now. I don't care. I don't care. Cause like it been one thing if you've been doing good, then you disintegrated. It's like
Here he comes.
you are behind me.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm behind you.
No, I'm
All right,
no,
now I can look at this.
no. It's
Yep.
not what. No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm not sure why you're so behind me.
Blue, you could be right. They could do that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it does make sense. Or, and hear me out, or they could take Mason Graham. Or, and hear me out, they could take Ashton Genty. That's 3 picks that the Browns could go for here that all make reasonable sense for the Browns.
Oh, so wait, so you know who the Patriots took?
Yeah, Will Campbell.
Okay, making sure. No. All right, so you're not behind. You're just talking about something else. All right, cool.
Oh, what? Well, come on. Is Roger Goodell too old? Did he ask not to get picked up or something? What the crap, dude? Am I wrong? Is it not offensive line? Is it D line that does it? I thought it was O line. Yeah, it's O line. I'm not crazy, right? It's O line, right?
I did not notice this, so I cannot help you.
I did not come here to not see Roger Goodell get picked up in a bear hug by a 6'6" man.
Time out. Kind of a side note. Time is flying by. Because around this time was when the Young Bucks beat up Tony Khan. Am I saying that right? Because they went to the draft with a neck brace on. Was that around this time? Last year?
Yes, I suppose so.
That does not
But
feel like that does not feel like a year ago. That does not feel like a year ago. That is insane. That is
man, he's
insane. It
getting
does not feel like a year
emotional.
ago.
Oof.
That's like a year ago. That is crazy.
I don't know what he's saying.
Oh, I'll tell you real quick. He's real emotional. He loved his college. He said he did everything for me. I don't know how to repay him.
And now he's going to protect Drake May's blind spot. Like, I understand that, like, some Patriot fans aren't happy. But, like, I'm sorry, get over it. You need people to protect your quarterback. Like, yeah, I get it. I get it. You want a weapon. You want somebody flashy who looks good and is like in commercials and stuff. But you also need somebody to keep your quarterback out of a wheelchair.
All right. Here comes the Browns.
Like, there are 3 elite level O linemen in the draft this year, and he's the only one that is day one ready. Like, yes, he has the downside of he has short T-Rex arms, but it didn't stop him in college, and he has not been shown that it'll stop him in the NFL yet.
We got a good behind person on our team, baby. That's why I'm screaming. No, and we are. What the thing?
Y'all got the Heisman winner. Oh, Brown selection. That popped out on me out of nowhere. Oh, okay. I dig it. That's who I thought was coming to the Jaguars. The number 1 defensive tackle in the draft.
Pretty good.
This guy's a big boy. 6'3", 296 pounds.
They all look so young. I know they're young, but it's like when they have their helmet on, they're just dudes just clashing into each other. You think they're men? It's like, no, these are boys. These are young men. Their lives are just starting. Oh my gosh. But these some big boys. These are big boys.
This makes a lot of sense for the Browns. Like, yeah, the Browns lost Chubb, I think. I think they don't have Chubb anymore.
Okay.
But there's so many running backs in this draft. You are not going to get another defensive tackle as good as this dude right here. Like, this makes all the sense in the world to me. Going Graham over Genty.
Man. The fans trying to be all like, yeah, here we go. It's like y'all know. y'all know this is a substantial, this is not a substantial pick. It's gonna be all right. Hopefully it'll pay dividends.
Now the Raiders. The Raiders have so many needs. Like,
Raiders.
like I'm just gonna be real. The team's crap. The team's crap, and they make crap picks.
No,
And whoever they pick here is probably going to fall out because of it.
Now, ever since they got old boy, there used to be an old quarterback, or an old coach that was good, but now he's stuck in here racist.
You talking about John Madden?
Yeah, ever since they got John Madden, it
That was
really went.
that. Listen, they won a lot of championships, but
But
the one player had a broken thumb for 9 years because he would whack people in the face with that cast. They were the dirtiest team in the league. Yeah, they won a lot of championships. John Madden knew how to coach
not
his
John
team.
Madden. Gruden, the dude named the coach named Gruden, like 5 years ago. He really messed them up.
Oh, you were talking about a bad coach. I thought you were talking about a good coach. It's yeah, they had a good coach. Freaking John Madden before I was born.
No. Gruden was decent when he was with the Tampa Bay, but once you lose it, you can't get it back, bro. And so yeah, when he went to the Raiders a couple of years ago, before he went, the Raiders were somewhat okay. But then when he went, he just blew up everything.
Well, I feel like those are two different schemes for their teams. Okay, here comes the pick.
You got overpaid. You lost a good you lost a good player in Mac because of freaking salary cap.
All right.
It's you just screwed that team over.
The Raiders have picked Ashton Genty, the runner-up of the Heisman last year. The best running back in the class. He's gonna. I can't imagine him having a good time in Las Vegas.
It depends.
He's gonna be running left a lot. I'll say that much. He will not be running right with that O-line. He will not be running right. He will be running left. Because I would not trust my life in the hands of the right end of that O-line.
Hopefully they'll.
Because the opposing team's coming in, they're coming in hard and they're coming in fast. And you will not get positive yards if you try running on the right side.
Honestly, hopefully they'll blow it all up and start fresh and hopefully he'll be development. Hopefully he'll be the start of a new era.
Yes, he will on his second team.
Stop.
I said what I said. He will be great when he pulls a Saquon and leaves the Las Vegas Giants to go to a better team and win. Probably in his own division. Probably the Chargers. I'm going to guess the Chargers. 4 years from now, he's going to be on the Chargers, making bank and deposing of opposing teams. It's not going to happen with the Raiders O-line. It's not going to happen.
Raiders.
He's great. He's fantastic to have. Raiders aren't ready for him. Raiders need 2 or 3 years before they're running back ready. They have too much rebuilding they got to do. Ugh. Maybe they can have a killer offseason like the Bears do and be able to get there in 1 or 2. But I just
maybe.
I feel like the Raiders are kind of shooting themselves in the foot by,
like I said,
taking it.
Hopefully you're just picking to start building a good.
Well, that's not the player you pick to build. That's the player you pick to finish. Him on the Bears makes the Bears conference champions. Him on the Raiders still doesn't get him into the playoffs.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere. There's no the Raiders aren't no matter pick they pick, they're not going to the playoffs. It's a matter of starting from somewhere. You gotta start somewhere.
You start in the trenches.
All right, and we're in commercial break. But the Jets picks are in, so like it's not a lot. It's not a lot of hard thinking this first round, or this. Like everybody know what they want to do.
Wait, the Jets pick is
That's
in?
what it says. Yeah.
Are all of y'all ahead of us? I haven't seen the Jets pick yet.
No. They didn't announce it. They just said the pick is in.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh Lord. I'm watching a commercial and they're playing the Travis Scott WrestleMania song. Like, stop playing this song. WrestleMania's over. This is a long behind commercial. Come on now. I'm actually
Man, CMC still looks so young. Like he's been in the league for a decade now. He looks like he could still be in college. You like CMC?
Who is that?
Christian McCaffrey.
Aw,
He used to be the running back for the Panthers and then got traded to the 49ers.
I do like him. Is he still playing?
He was. Yeah, but he's injured a lot. He was in the commercial with Travis Kelce.
Aw. Oh, the I Am Somebody. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I do like him. Like he definitely needs to be what you call it. He definitely needs to be winning a ring.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, wise man.
Welcome,
I
welcome.
made it before the Cowboys pick. I'm glad the first round goes slow.
Really? Ain't nobody care about them people.
Who are the Jets going to go with?
The biggest star has to be George Kittle, right?
Yes.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
As a famous face, yeah.
It's probably fair.
Like he's in the Little Caesars commercials. He's in that other thing.
He's got more personality than McCaffrey.
Yes.
Oh yeah, lots. Lots.
I mean, you see Debo on some stuff. Well, now he's going to be a commander, but you saw Debo in some stuff. But
not a lot.
Their most personality-wise, their most whatchamacallit. I don't know what the correct word is.
Don't mess this up.
But,
All right. The most physical, the most the tackle with the highest potential. Armand Mizzou. This is the Missouri boy. Let's freaking get it. This is the position that the Jets needed to tackle. They needed a right tackle specifically. Like Mimbu does not play left tackle, so a lot of teams would immediately be out on him. Big reason why the Patriots wouldn't look at taking him because they need a left tackle. This guy's a right tackle. Like he's going to do so much for this team. With Justin Fields being on the team now, Justin Fields being a scrambling quarterback, he's going to be trying to run with the ball. Like, this is definitely what the team needed to, not be picking this low again next year. And I think he's the quarterback with the highest potential. He's got the greatest physical qualities. It's just he needs about a year to adjust to the pro play style, and like he's not day one ready like Will Campbell is, but I believe that Mimbu will be better than Will Campbell in a few years.
Oh, he was so cute, the baby.
Carolina's in with their pick already.
No, they didn't need to wait. They didn't need to wait.
No, the other one's there. So
everybody know they need. Everybody know what they need. What they need help in. So let's not even miss words.
Jalen Walker makes so much sense for them because they do 3-4 and 4-3 both, like the Patriots do. So he is a player who can be a linebacker or be an edge. So whether you're 3-4 or 4-3, you can keep him on the field. You just change which spot he's in. Is he behind the tackles or is he next to the tackles? Boom, that's your difference between your 3-4 and your 4-3.
Right. No, he's definitely, he looks like he's going to be a difference maker in the league. No doubt about it.
I mean, we haven't seen the pick get picked yet, but I assume, and Blue assumes this is the pick that's going to be made, and it makes all the sense in the world. Like if the Panthers don't pick him, like the 49ers are going to take him because he doesn't work with the Bears, and he don't work with
the
Saints, the Aints, the Taints, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, let's go. They had their picking quick, but they're taking their time to make the announcement.
Membership with your mom.
I feel a little bad for Genty. I think he's, like you said, running left and right a lot. I don't think there's going to be a lot of good and toss when I'm running for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, like that. The Raiders have a good left tackle. Their left tackle is good.
Right.
And they have a rookie center who did well his rookie year, and he could progress and continue to be good. The rest of the O-line sucks. The rest of it sucks. It's 60% bad. I would not want to be the running back for that team.
I agree. And there's no real other people at the other star positions that are going to take the pressure off. I mean,
they have a good tight end.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's they're either running the ball or they're throwing it to the tight end. Like
at this point, yeah. All right, come on, Carolina. What are we doing?
What are these commercials, bro?
That's right. They got to meet their advertising quota.
Like, if it wasn't for the Raiders, the AFC West would be the best division in football. But instead, it's the NFC North. Lions, Vikings, Bears, Packers. They are the best division in football.
I don't know about that.
Honestly, the NFC East probably beats the AFC West too because the Raiders drag us down enough that I think the Raiders are worse than the Giants. It's just the Giants have to face the Eagles twice a year, the Commanders twice a year. Well, I mean, I guess in that case, like the Raiders also have to face the Broncos twice a year, the Chargers twice a year, and the Chiefs twice a year too. I don't know. AFC East and No. AFC West and NFC East are pretty well equal. because we have that one team that drags us down. And then you got the NFC North, which, like, they're all good. Like,
What did we miss?
Like, the Bears did the worst, and the Bears are still a great team. Like, if they were in the AFC South, I think the Bears would be making the playoffs most years.
I haven't heard the pick, but Blue looks very upset. I'm not sure why.
J.C. Horn signed a 4-year deal worth $100 million. Blue, if you're ahead of us, like, don't spoil it, please.
I'm curious
There's a
why.
lot of
Last year,
people in this
last
crowd.
year they picked wide receiver and running back.
Taking their sweet time, that's for sure. Well, they took T back.
Whoa.
You stole them from us.
The Carolina Panthers select
the
McMillan.
face on
Right,
the Panthers fan, the face of the Panthers fan, he's like, who is that? Like, oh, okay. You know,
I guess I need an explanation from Blue why he doesn't like that pick. I mean, he might be the best wide receiver in the draft, so
he's a yacker. He so he is good at catching the ball, and he's good about running with the ball after he catches it. But he's not one of those, like, dude who runs to the end of the field in a second and catches the ball.
No, he's not going to take the top off for the offense or anything. He's not running deep routes. He's going to be a possession receiver. He's a lot like CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he's going to be a big-time possession receiver, big body, who's going to get you yards after the catch. Which I'm not sure I see the problem, but I'm not a Panthers fan, so it wasn't necessarily my first pick for Dallas, but it was a guy that everyone said was going to land, was going to fall to us, so I was happy to get him. I mean, but I guess we'll see.
I think the main reason he might be upset is because of Jalen Walker and not getting Jalen Walker.
Yeah, he said I did not want this. We need more explanation of why, but
like, do you dislike the player, or is it because the person you like wasn't picked? Like, there's two different ways of being upset. It's like, this is a bad pick, or there was a better pick.
Who ran a homeless shelter? Are you really that good?
But yeah, I tend to think he's the best wide receiver.
I was very surprised to see the Jags move up to number 2 and take Hunter. I see a new excitement, and I think Hunter's an amazing player. It'll be very interesting to see where he ends up, if he actually ends up playing both sides of the ball, or if he ends up just playing the defensive side or the offensive side.
He will most definitely be playing corner. I think he'll be playing wide receiver, but he will most definitely be playing corner for the Jags.
I have a feeling his ceiling's a little higher in the league at corner than it is at wide receiver, just because of his build a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see. If it were me, I other than Tennessee needing a quarterback, I think anyone that passed on Carter is going to regret it in a couple years here. I think he's going to be the best player out of this draft when it's all said and done.
Yes, I think so too. I think Carter is the most talented person in this draft class.
I agree.
And I'd probably put number 2 Mimbo.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with him, but
oh well, he played for Mizzou.
Yeah, I did watch a lot of Carter this year.
If you watch his combine, like, dude was far and away the most physical, and I blew it out of the water of, like, what this dude can do physically. But Will Campbell is more day one ready, and Will Campbell is on the left side, which is harder to find. It's easier to find a left tackle who can play right than it is to find a right tackle who can play left.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so the Cleveland Jags trade. It was pick number 2 as well as number 104 and
Okay.
number 200
Okay.
for pick number 5, pick number 36, pick number 126, and the first round pick next year. So Jags don't have a first round pick next year, and they don't have a second round pick this year.
Interesting. Going all
Hey,
in on Seahawks here.
how old is McMillan? Because he looks old. I'm sorry.
Is that a thing about being Hawaiian?
No,
Because
it's
like
not. That's
the
what
Rock
I'm saying.
the Rock looked like he was 30 when he was 15.
Because he was tall. Not because he looked old. Because he
So
was
is
tall with
McMillan.
mustache.
To be fair, he had a
McMillan's tall
mustache
too.
of like 10. The Rock had a full mustache of like 10. That's what makes you look old.
Like I no offense, but like baby, I'm gonna stop talking. But yeah,
Like
Saints pick is
if
in.
I was the Browns, I'd have a hard time turning down this trade. This seems like a really good trade to me.
Yeah, because I think that they still ended up getting the guy they wanted at 5.
And they get an extra second this year.
the Saints
And they
already
get a
picked
first
Garner.
next year.
And they only
Like-
dropped out 3 spots.
They could be looking to try and get Arch Manning next year for all we know. Shador Sanders. Let's get it. Who is it going to be?
The Saints already picked.
Oh, Kelvin Banks.
Kelvin
Banks, really? I thought the Texans were going to take him. Wow. Not the Texans, the Cowboys. I thought the Cowboys were going to take this dude. Man, he
Texans
didn't make it to your
people.
pick. He did not make it to the Cowboys pick. Oh, man. Well, hey, at least you guys get to take Barron before the Finns get him. Hey, the Dolphins would definitely be going after Barron if they could.
I don't know. I think the Dolphins need to replace. He's not gone yet, but Hill wants out. I think they need a wide receiver to replace Hill.
But they're looking to getting rid of Jair Alexander, and they're getting rid of him before Tyreek. So Tyreek could still play another year. I don't think Jair Alexander is playing this year for them.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but Bears pick is in. Niners are on the clock. Let's see who's
Yeah, got it, man.
Bears.
I've been at it though.
I think I'm going to go Tyler Warren here.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
I think it's going to be Tyler Warren too. If it's not Tyler Warren, I don't think Tyler Warren gets past the Cowboys at 12. If the Cowboys is available and they don't take him, I'm going to be upset.
If they were to pick somebody else, I would probably go with Michael Williams for the D line. Like he's the next. I'd say he's the next best defensive lineman.
I still think the Bears need more offensive line help. They need more protection for Caleb Williams.
They went so far out of their way this offseason. Like I don't know if there's much more they can do. There's right tackle. Right tackle is the one that they could replace, and Mimbu is gone. So it's like,
right?
Are you using a top 10 pick on a right tackle who's not a top 10 player?
Probably not. No.
Oh shit! They're gonna release the football schedule. Don't know who these chicks are, but okay.
Jerry Jones was quoted as saying there's some big draft day deals brewing. So maybe they're going to move out of the 12th spot. Maybe he sees something. I don't know.
I mean, if he can trade with a team that wants the number one cornerback or wants to grab Shador Sanders and they don't have to move back too far, like, why not trade back? Because there's still a few options out there for them to go after.
I mean, I understand Cam Ward is the only quarterback to go yet, but I'm really surprised that Sanders has fallen as far as he has already. And just in general, his draft stock has fallen so far in the mock drafts and stuff.
Like, I don't think Ward is better than him.
I don't think so either, honestly. I mean, I didn't watch a whole ton of either of them, but I did see several games of both of them. And I think Cam Ward might have a stronger arm, but I like Shador Sanders' game better just in general.
Yeah. And Shador can still pass for like 60 yards. Like, how much stronger of an arm do you really need?
Yeah.
All right, Bears.
Like,
Come on, Bears.
60 yards, that's halfway down the field. Like, shoot. Right. Like, if you're at the 30-yard line, that means you can pass to the 90-yard line. Like, is that not good enough?
No, it is. I'm just saying. I mean, it's not always about distance, right? Stronger arm isn't always necessarily just about distance, right? I mean,
well, he's the most accurate
to put speed on the ball in order to get it, you know. But
he was the most accurate last year, and I think he is up there for one of the most accurate ever in college football.
Shador, yeah, for sure. I and personally, I think Shador has a better resume, long-term resume. I feel like Cam Ward really shined this year. I mean, he he wasn't terrible prior to this, but coming to Miami, this is the year he really broke out. Sanders has kind of been, you know, a really high prospect for a while. So
Cam Ward has the potential to be elite. Shador will not be elite, but he will be good. But Ward has the potential to be bad. I don't think Shador has the potential to be bad. He will only be good. He will not be great. He will not be bad.
I think Ward is one of those boomer bust guys where I think Shador will have a long, solid career.
Like, he's not going to be a top 5 quarterback. He's not. He will not be.
Oh, they went tight end and they didn't go Tyler Warren. They went Colston.
What?
Interesting. I don't really know.
Can you pause for like 30 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I'm not actually watching it. I'm just watching a live feed of it on. I'm not technically watching television.
Who it is?
On NFL.com, they got a live ticker of it.
No, I don't know who this person is.
Colston Loveland, Michigan.
Yeah.
He's the best receiving tight end in the draft.
I agree with that.
Tyler Warren is the best blocking tight end in the draft.
And I don't think the receiving difference is that much. Warren reminds me a lot of George Kittle.
I personally would have went for Tyler Warren, though, because tight end lines up on the right side, and the worst offensive lineman on the Bears is the right tackle. So having a good blocker next to the right tackle would improve the O-line substantially. And I think that the Bears are good when it comes to receivers. Like, I mean, are the Bears hurting for receivers, Anika?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Loveland will be a nice little outlet for Williams. You know, it's nice to have that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to beef up that offensive line a little bit more, Tyler Warren's really the guy there, right? And I don't think that the receiving ability is that much different between the two of them. Whereas I think the blocking is significantly better with Warren. So But
I mean, it's kind of like comparing Travis Kelce to George Kittle. Warren is the Kittle, and Loveland is the Kelce.
Yeah, I can see that. They'll both be lucky. They'll both be very happy if they have the careers of either of those guys. But yes.
Oh, yeah.
Niners, it says the pick is in and the Cowboys are on the clock. I won't say the pick until you say it. That way I won't spoil it.
Thank you.
I am curious to see who the Niners pick here, though.
Oh, it has to be Jalen Walker. Like, since the Panthers didn't take Jalen Walker, like, this is a dude who can be a linebacker. He can be a defensive end. The 49ers lost so many people. It makes sense to have a guy who you can plug in where you need him.
They lost Fred Warner, right? They lost Warner?
No, I believe they kept Warner.
I thought they lost Warner.
But he's the middle linebacker. This dude's outside linebacker.
Right, I'm just saying, though, just in general, like, on the defense, guys that you're losing them. Right. Come on, Niners. It's time for the Cowboys pick. Let's go.
They lost Deebo Samuel, Dre Greenlaw, and Leonard Floyd, Travarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga. Additionally, they released Javon Hargrave, Malik Collins, and Kyle Juszczyk.
Oh, they let you start that?
Dude, commercial break. Come on, bro.
Well, I mean, what teams are running fullbacks anymore?
None, but I'm just saying it's interesting. I mean, Shanahan always liked having him around because he likes that kind of offense. So, but yeah. I mean,
to be fair, he's like 36, 37. And he was the highest paid fullback in the league.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's probably more of the issue. How long do you want to actually pay a fullback that much money?
Like, when I'm doing the fantasy drafts for Madden, it's hard not to pick him because, like, yes, he's old, but, like, he is the best fullback, and he's the only one with a superstar rating that gets abilities in Madden. So it's like hard not to pick him.
Right.
It's just you have to run an offense that utilizes fullbacks in order to get any value out of it.
Right, for sure.
Because plenty of offenses don't even have a fullback.
Yeah, I think he's proven he's the best fullback in the league. It's just, what is that saying, right? I mean, that position isn't really utilized very much. So.
Because instead of having a fullback, you can have a second tight end, or you can add on an extra wide receiver. So it's like a lot of teams would rather have two tight ends or an extra receiver than a fullback. I feel like definitely teams are going for the extra wide receiver, though.
Yeah, but it definitely depends on your offensive philosophy, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's loving my commercial.
Will the Chargers and the Packers do the unexpected and go wide receiver in the first round of the draft?
If you're
like
just okay.
With the Chargers, they have Ladd McConkey, who, you know, showed up and showed out and proved that, like, he's the dude going forward. But the problem is he's the only dude on the team. It's like, how are you going to survive with one wide receiver? Packers have the opposite problem. The Packers have the same problem that the Chiefs do, honestly. They got a bunch of wide receiver twos. Great, talented people who are very capable and deserve to be out on the field, but they just don't have that explosive star factor power to them, like, say, a CD Lamb does. Like, there's no true wide receiver one. They have 3 wide receiver twos, like the Chiefs. They got 3 wide receiver twos.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Agree with that.
Which, honestly, isn't the worst thing. Because, like, then it leads to a question of who are they going to throw the ball to? Like, it's just they don't have the ability of, like, I can throw it to that dude, and that dude will definitely catch it.
I will not say anything other than the pick is in.
All right, here comes Roger Goodell. Just walked up
Cowboys
to
are
the
on the
microphone, flipping through the card. And he's starting to talk.
My Cowboys are on the clock. What are we doing, Cowboys?
Cool.
Oh, okay. Not who I was expecting. I expected
Michael Williams.
I expected him more for the Bears than I expected him for the 49ers.
Well, they'll just put him opposite Bosa.
Okay, yeah. The 49ers are the ones who kept their Bosa. The Chargers are the one who got rid of their Bosa.
Correct. And everyone thought the Niners were going to sign the other Bosa, but they didn't. He ended up, I think, in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. I believe.
I think it's Buffalo.
Oh, maybe it's Buffalo. It's either. It's one of the. Yeah, it could be Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo wants to listen. Buffalo has their Christmas movie coming out this year. They're wanting to win that Super Bowl finally for MVP Josh Allen and make his celebrity girlfriend happy, and they can be media darlings and whatnot.
Oh. Let's see.
And I hate the fact that, like, them being media darlings would actually work, unlike the Chiefs trying to do that with Kelsey and Swift. Like, no.
Right.
We hate it. Stop showing it. Like, Josh Allen and his girlfriend, that would actually work. But the Bills don't seem to want to do it for whatever reason.
All right, what are the Cowboys going to do here? 12. Tyler Warren. I think it'll be Tyler Warren.
I'm trying to think of her name. She was in True Grit. She made that song about touching herself. She's Hawkeye in the MCU. Or what is it? I can't think of her name. I'm spacing. Do neither of you know?
I think I know, but I don't care to look it up.
All right. Bumblebee. Cast. Haley Steinfeld.
Cool.
The Bills think that they can do it this year.
Who? Yeah, the Bills think they can do it? I hope they do.
Oh, what? Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Why that reaction?
I thought this dude was going in the second round.
LW, you need to your reaction, sir.
Tyler Book. What the fuck?
I thought this dude is the second best guard in my opinion.
Boy, please
I was
stop running
not
for you
expecting that.
yourself.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was not what I was expecting.
maybe he's the best guard, but I thought I thought he was the second best guard, but since the Cowboys are taking him, he must be the best guard.
Thanks for the confidence.
Like, Cowboys don't screw up their picks, but I definitely feel like they could have traded down and still got him.
Right. I agree with that.
He's so happy though. Why he look old too?
Don't get me wrong. He's really good. He's really good. Like, if we're not talking about the guys at the end of the O line, he's either the best or the second best. The other dude there is Gray Zabel, who I do put slightly higher, but that's mostly due to the fact that Zabel can play anywhere across the line. Like, he can play left tackle, he can play right tackle, he can play center, he can play guard. Like, I have Zabel at the top because of that. Like, you can plug and play him anywhere. Which, the other guys aren't like that. They're either a left or a right,
Right. The game is won in the trenches, so, the more solid offensive and defensive linemen you can have, the better you're going to play. And for all intents and purposes, he's, one of the premier linemen in this draft. So it's hard to argue with bolstering the offensive line. It's just one of those picks that you don't feel sexy about, right? Like, you want the Hunter, you want the Carter, you want the Summit. None of those guys are there, but I'm just saying, at the same time, sexy doesn't always win, or sexy doesn't win a lot. So
I thought that they were going to choose Barron. And since they didn't, I'm assuming Barron's going to get picked next. Literally, the next pick, I believe, is going to be Barron, since the Cowboys didn't take him.
Right. I'm surprised Tyler Warren continues to drop.
The Seahawks really need a line, but I would not be surprised to see them take a Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if Warren falls past Indianapolis, but
Oh, that's a good shout right there. Like, yeah. What am I thinking? Indianapolis, of course. Like, Indianapolis has been talking about Tyler Warren since day one. And they were even, like, people saying, well, if Tyler Warren's gone, I guess we'll take Loveland. Well, Loveland's the one off the board, and Tyler Warren's still there. So I don't think they... Yeah, he's definitely going at number 14.
I would think so. Seems like a logical fit. They need, they need help everywhere to a certain extent, but tight end's one of the positions they definitely need help at. So it'll be very interesting to see who the quarterback ends up being in Indianapolis, whether it ends up being Richardson again or whether Daniel Jones, who they brought in now, gets an opportunity. Richardson hasn't shown a whole lot, but neither is Daniel Jones. So both of them could definitely use a solid tight end though, as an outlet. And Tyler Warren,
Well, here's the thing, is that if it doesn't work out, they could potentially draft their team's best quarterback's nephew next year.
Yeah, they could.
Although, it just depends on who does the worst, because, like, the Giants could take Eli's nephew, the Colts could take Peyton's nephew, or the Saints could take Archie's grandson.
Yep.
Those are all teams that could possibly need a quarterback next year.
This is all
I
true.
need to have a better commentary team because this like this dead air and the people that have for commentation suck.
Yeah, it's like Ryan went off and
Like where's Ryan and
Are you watch,
Swagoo?
Are you watching ESPN?
I'm watching ESPN. What are you watching?
I'm not watching anything. I'm just on NFL.com, just looking at the ticker. I'm not actually watching anything. I don't have a live cable service, so I was not able to find it. I didn't want to pay for NFL Plus yet, so
I signed up for NFL Plus. I signed up for the yearly subscription. It was $50, and it lasts the year. And I can watch Monday Night Football.
So yeah, I'm just watching a ticker basically. It's just scrolling through the names, and then when the next one pops up, it just shows it. So
I was like $7 a month or $50 for a year.
when you said you signed up for it, I looked at it, and I was gonna do it, but I figured I could see it here, and it is what it is. I don't. My wife is a Dolphins fan, so let's see what her team does here. I think they've got to either look at, like you said, replacing Jair Alexander and or
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, who's not left yet but wants out. So although they've got to do something on the offensive line to help protect Tua too. Tua spent a lot of time on his back, unfortunately, last year. If they can bring back Johnny Smith, that'll be a big help. We'll see if he's. I don't know if he's how long his contract was not, but he was a big help for them last year at tight end. Oh, they won. Oh, I won't say anything, but Sammy's going to be very surprised.
Okay.
No foreshadowing. Don't mean to, whatever. But
Come on now.
I said, okay, I've calmed down. He's back now. He's calmed down. He stopped officially breaking stuff, and he's back.
Man,
What? What?
I was hoping this dude was gonna fall to my team.
Kenneth Grant going at number 13.
He's a 4-3 defensive tackle who stuffs the run. Wait, are the Dolphins 4-3 or 3-4?
I think they've been running a 4-3. He's the kind of player that's going to help any defense. So,
Ugh. They are primarily a 3-4, but they do sometimes run a 4-3. Okay, so he's gonna need some time to develop before being fully utilized then.
we'll have to see.
Well, he's a 4-3 defensive tackle. It's,
Right.
It's hard to, go from defensive tackle to nose tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the size for it. Don't get me wrong, he has the size for it. It's just he hasn't done it, so he has to learn it. It's like being a left tackle and being moved to right tackle. Like, essentially, it's the same position, but...
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. I'm not sure. Again, I mean, I'm not, obviously I'm not an NFL coach or front office person. I know these guys know more about football than I've ever will know in my life, but I'm not sure that's the pick I would have made there as the Dolphins. But it is what it is.
The first defensive tackle off the board was Mason Graham, Michigan. The second off the board is Kenneth Grant, Michigan.
Michigan.
They
Yeah.
literally took the team's tackles before any other team's tackles got picked. Wow.
Which was interesting for Michigan. I mean, not that they don't have a lot of picks, but usually it's Alabama that seems to be, multiple picks in the top 5 or 10. All right, Indy's pick is in. They made their pick. Atlanta is on the clock.
I think we all know who it's going to be. Like, I've been hearing this. Like, I was hearing this before. I was hearing about Titans taking Cam Ward. Was
Right.
Colts wanting this dude?
Yeah.
Tyler Warren, Penn State,
Well,
same college as Abdul Carter.
Yep. He'll have a good career probably in Indianapolis.
Oh man, like Penn State was one of the schools that I was watching this year for college football. Like, it's basically impossible to watch every college football game. There's so dang many of them. But Penn State was one of the schools I was checking out, and they had quite a season. And I feel like this is a great pick, great spot, decent team for them. They're definitely going to utilize them, and they're going to treat them well, I would say.
He'll get a lot of use. I don't know how much winning they'll do. I mean, for his sake, I hope it's a fair amount, but be a decent team. If he can stay healthy, he'll have a really good season. Well, assuming they can get the ball to him.
All right, so you guys got this, right?
Yep.
All right.
100%. Bye.
Both of your teams picked, and you don't want to be here anymore.
Listen, I don't want to be here in the first place. But honestly, I don't know who these people are. I don't know who these people are. I have nothing else to contribute to this conversation. I was like, unfortunately, Shador Sanders should have been earlier, but he ain't because of his daddy, which is stupid. So if he gets drafted, you probably
I think he's going number 21.
Like, so
what do you think, ALW?
I don't know. We'll have to see. And
who's 21?
The Steelers.
What team is 21?
Pittsburgh.
So hopefully they'll make the right decision. Cause that's the right decision for them. If they don't do that, I will be back on this screen yelling. So for now, I'll say bye. We'll see what happens. Right. Okay.
Peace.
All right, Falcons are up next.
I mean, I'm looking at this. The Falcons don't need a quarterback. I mean,
I'm pulling up the app now too.
I mean, I guess if you're done with Kyler Murray in Arizona, maybe, but definitely don't need a quarterback in Cincinnati. I mean,
they need edge, defensive tackle, cornerback, offensive line, and safety.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh's the first team that really needs a quarterback, and the ones that are left here. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few picks here.
Oh, there's another cornerback I forgot about. Will Johnson, Michigan. The other Michigan guy in the first round. the big surprise for me has definitely got to be Tyler Booker.
I agree.
Like, I thought he could
I
slip
agree.
into the first round. I didn't think he was going to be top 15 of the first round. I thought he might have been like
Right.
27.
I mean, I'm not even that familiar with him. I'm going to have to do a little research.
Alabama, Crimson Tide, Roll
Yeah,
Tide.
no, I mean, I know who he plays for, and I mean, I've seen a little bit, but not a whole lot. Like, this was a semi-down year for Alabama, so they weren't on my TV quite as often in like the bigger games, and so the little bit I did see, I thought that he was impressive, but I didn't, Again, offensive linemen, don't necessarily get a lot of camera action or a lot of notoriety unless they're, if they're doing their job, they don't get a whole lot of notoriety. So even if you watch Alabama, it's like, oh, well, the offensive line is playing well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not really until you see them at the combines or senior days, those kinds of things, where it's like, okay, now you can actually see how this guy really stands out. And I didn't watch any of that this year. So, but again, like I said, it's won and lost in the trenches. Dallas drafts well. We have a history of a very solid offensive line. So, it's hard to argue with big, strong offensive linemen. So at the same time, it's just not very sexy.
Well,
But again, it is what it is.
here's the thing is that he's plugging into a hole in your guys' line that,
No doubt.
because like you guys had the best guard in the league, I think. I think he was number one. Was he not number one?
Zach? Yeah, I think so.
And so he's going to be trying to fill in those shoes.
Right.
And like, I think the Cowboys didn't want to risk a year of not having a solid piece at that spot. And they were like, who's the best guy we can take that can go in right now, start in that spot, and be the best in that specific spot? And
No, I
that
tend
is
to
Tyler
agree.
Booker.
I tend to
Whereas
agree.
with Zabel is if you need O-line help, you can plug him in at any spot and he will do great at any spot you put him. But specifically guard, I think Booker was the better choice. So Cowboys pick makes sense to me. Thinking
I mean,
about it, and
you can't run the ball or throw the ball if you don't have, a solid offensive line. So, making sure that you have the guys up front to block for a running back and or keep Dak upright so he can throw the ball to either, CD or whoever you end up putting out there on the other side is important. And there'll be plenty of solid running backs and wide receivers in the second round. So I think you can still get some solid guys,
I think that the Giants pick might have influenced this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you got to put someone out there to. Yeah.
They were probably hoping that they'd take Carter. Hoping that they'd take Hunter, and they took Carter. And they looked at Carter, they looked at Burns, they looked at Thibodeau, they looked at Dexter Lawrence, and they were like, you know what we need? Someone that's going to protect Dak from getting his head smacked off.
I tend to agree with that. Very true.
Like, I feel like they definitely could have traded down and still got him, but it was definitely, in my opinion, the best pick for them. At least I think so. I think that they picked the best dude for them. I just think that they could have picked him later. That's my only gripe.
Right. No, I mean, I think it's a guy that's going to fill a need on the offensive line, and that's somewhere that you want to have secure. But yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. I think he's probably a guy you could have gotten in the second or third round. And for me,
no, maybe second. He might have slipped up into the late 20s. But like if you had moved back to like 22, 23, like I think that there's no chance he would have been gone by then. Now 27, he might be getting picked, but 22, 23, I think he'd still be there.
Right, he fell a little farther than I thought he was going to, but
Oh,
you'll see the pick here in a minute.
I sure will.
I'm glad
Roger
it's safe.
Goodell is walking up to the microphone, starting to talk. All right, there's Jalen Walker.
I mean, I don't want to say that he fell, but I think he ended up going a little lower than I thought he was going to go. I thought he might be somewhere in the top 10 to 12. Not that 15's bad. I mean,
I assume that they were just thinking, well, we can't let this dude drop to the Buccaneers, so we better take him.
Yeah.
Because Buccaneers come up at what, 19?
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, Falcons definitely didn't want the Buccaneers getting them.
Cardinals are on the
No,
clock right now.
They're showing his clips right now, and man, this dude is a menace. Oh, sack after sack. Oh, you trying to run to the outside? Well, you can't reach the outside. Jalen Walker's coming.
But you know, I don't know. Like for me personally, like it would have been really nice to have both Walker and Parsons roam in that middle of the field at linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me
I
wrong.
definitely.
I understand you have Parsons, who's a game changer, and so you might not. Maybe it's a little overkill, especially if you need that offensive lineman spot filled. But like,
the only thing is that I kind of feel like if they had gotten Jalen Walker, they probably would decide not to re-sign Parsons.
that might very well be true. Yeah, I mean, the idea is probably that you don't need both, but you got to remember, probably Walker's going to be on a rookie contract for 4 years, so you don't have to pay him for a while, right? So
yeah,
you pay Parsons, pay him a little bit of money, and benefit from having the, especially if you got Overshown too, who's coming back off injury, like that linebacking core would be insane. But again, it is what it is. I mean,
I am not familiar with the Cardinals defense at all.
Yeah.
Like I've watched Cardinals games. I cannot tell you about their defense because I did not pay attention to their defense at all. I paid attention to Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
And I somewhat paid attention to their quarterback. Aside from those two, I can't tell you anything about the Cardinals.
Yeah, now it'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to see kind of what they do with this pick here because I wonder if the Kyler Murray experiment is somewhat run its course in Arizona. I mean, I don't think they will, but like they could surprise people and go Sanders and maybe move on from a Kyler Murray and try and do something. I mean, I think that would be kind of a big step, but at the same time, I don't know that Murray's actually been the quarterback that they wanted him to be or thought he would be. But again, he hasn't had a lot of protection either. So,
all right, Cardinals, what you gonna do?
2 or 3 years ago, when Kyler Murray was a rookie or second year, like they were really good, and it looked like they were, but they've fallen off a little bit since then. So they made some moves in the offseason to bolster the defense, but the offense still needs help. The pick is in, and the Bengals are on the clock.
Got Kurt Warner talking about the Cardinals. It's good seeing you, Kurt. I don't know if he'll ever not be my favorite quarterback.
Who?
Kurt Warner.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, that's, like, core memory right there of, being a little kid, standing in front of the TV, watching the Super Bowl, seeing Kurt Warner win it for us.
Yeah. That's when they were the St. Louis Rams.
And then he went to the Cardinals and he got them to the Super Bowl. And even though I wasn't a Cardinals fan, I was like, come on, Cardinals. Come on, Kurt. You can do it, Kurt. Get yourself another ring. And they didn't do it. And I was like, oh, no. And I was like, well, it's not my team, so I don't feel as bad. But still, I feel bad for Kurt.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys. I think in general, it's kind of one of those feel-good stories. So, I mean, I think it's and it came from at the time that he came in, basically from nothing to something. I mean, obviously he had played football before and he was a talented guy, but like he was stocking shelves, right? So like, he's one of those definitely feel-good stories that
I mean, like, Packers didn't even give him a shot because the Packers had why am I spacing on his name? Holy crap. Why am I spacing on his name? Oh yeah, Brett Favre. And then they had Aaron Rodgers waiting in the wings. And it's like, where does Kurt Warner fit here? He don't. Like, at best, he would be QB3.
right.
Like, why are you even bothering with this dude?
So have you seen it? The pick is in
And
for Arizona.
and no one wanted to give him a shot after that until the Rams happened to fall on them. So the Cardinals take Walter Nolan, defensive tackle from Ole Miss, who I think might be the second best tackle. I think he's the second best defensive tackle. Kenneth Grant got picked before him.
Right. Bengals are on the clock.
Like, it's got to be difficult for these teams, though. Like, because like Kenneth Grant is a 4-3 tackle, not a 3-4 tackle.
Right.
But like, what 3-4 tackles are like here?
Right.
Is there one? I don't think there is one. So you just got to take a 4-3 guy and hope that you can get him to learn
Right.
3-4.
I think that tends to be true. Lots of defensive guys going already, as usual. Offensive and defensive linemen always seem to be the bulk of the first round.
But like my team, the Chiefs, we are a 4-3 team, but our second defensive tackle, we like to look like a 3-4 tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so back in the day, we had Dontari Poe.
Right.
Like, dude was a massive dude. He looked like a 3-4 tackle, but he played 4-3 for us. So then, a couple years later, we get Chris Jones, and those are our two dudes. You got Chris Jones as the pass rusher who's charging through the O-line to get to the quarterback. And then you have the other dude who's a big dude. And if the running back tries to run through the O-line, he ain't getting past the D-line because he's standing there with arms wide open. With arms wide open. Sorry, I couldn't help myself on that.
Blue says Poe is a beast. A mountain of a man.
And we need a dude to replace him. But I don't know if we go defensive tackle because I knew Graham would be gone, but Grant is gone. Nolan is gone. Like, there's Harmon. I don't think there's another defensive tackle. I don't think Harmon's going to make it to us. I think all the defensive tackles are going to be off the board. At least the top 4.
Right. The Bengals pick is in. Seattle's on the clock. They haven't announced the pick yet, but
it sucks, but kind of just got to make do with what you got.
You got to make do with what you got.
Gotta make do with what you got.
Very interesting. Some picks have gone the way they were expected, and some not, as usual, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Cam Ward going number 1 to Tennessee, probably no surprise. Jacksonville traded up to number 2 to get Travis Henry. Cleveland
The one
traded
that
down.
surprised
Travis
me.
Hunter, sorry. Travis Hunter. Sorry. Go ahead.
The one that surprised me the most. I don't know. Like T-Mac was a surprise. Kelvin Banks Jr. was a little bit of a surprise. Colston Loveland was a surprise. I mean, honestly, like aside from the Colts and I think the Falcons, like once we hit like 8, the Panthers, like all the picks have been surprising me.
Yeah, Blue says once you get out of the top 10, it's hard to call it. I agree. Unless you're like, the kind of person that watches a lot of college football and pays a lot of attention to a lot of analysis, like once you get out of the top 10, 15, 20, it's a lot of guys most people haven't really heard of. Number 3 to the Giants was Abdul Carter. Number 4, Will Campbell going to the Patriots. Number 5, Mason Graham to Cleveland. Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. The Raiders went with Ashton Genty. The Jets with Membo. The Panthers, much to Blues' unhappiness, went with McMillan at wide receiver. Saints go Calvin Banks Jr. Number 10, Loveland to the Bears. Number 11, Niners went Mikael Williams to put on the other side with Bosa over there. Cowboys go offensive lineman with Tyler Booker. Dolphins go defensive lineman with Kenneth Grant Jr. Colts went Tyler Warren at 14 at tight end. Falcons went Jalen Walker, linebacker. Cardinals, Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. And the Bengals just picked Shamar Stewart,
Okay.
edge rusher from Texas A&M with the 17th pick. The Seahawks are on the clock at
Shamar
18.
You announced the pick like 5 seconds
Shador
before
Sanders
Goodell
continues
did.
to fall. Huh?
You announced Shamar like 5 seconds before Roger Goodell said it.
Oh, my bad. I thought for sure because I went through all those names and I thought for sure Goodell had said it.
It was close. You were just like 5 seconds earlier.
Oh.
I mean, I get it. I mean, honestly, the only bad picks that the Broncos could make here is quarterback and wide receiver.
Well, Seahawks right now, right?
What did I say?
Seahawks. Yeah, you said Broncos. The Broncos coming in at 20.
I
So
meant
Seahawks
the
right now.
Bengals. They both start with a B. I meant the Bengals. The only bad choice that the Bengals could have made was wide receiver or quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
Their defense sucks, and they could use O-line help.
Blue hopes Mike Green falls to the Panthers in the second round.
The only reason he's falling is because like he's got serious problems off the field. Like if he wasn't as talented as he is, he wouldn't get drafted.
Seattle made a lot of changes this offseason, bringing in Pete Carroll. Or not Pete Carroll.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
That's the Raiders, right?
Yeah, the Raiders. No, you're right. That's my fault. Seattle still has whatchamacallit. Same coach they had. I don't
Yeah.
know why it was
Pete Carroll used to coach the Hawks.
Seattle. Yeah, I know. And then he left. And then I don't know what I was thinking about there for some reason. But they did. Didn't Geno Smith leave?
Yeah, he's on the Raiders with Pete Carroll.
That's right. He left. That is
Yeah,
right.
they signed Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll was like,
I'm going to
you
get.
guys don't have a quarterback. Well, why don't we trade a third? And
Go get Geno.
like, I'm familiar with Geno. I like Geno. Geno likes me. Let's just go and get him. We can figure out quarterback later. Geno is gonna be able to service as our QB. Like, Geno is used to playing behind a bad O line because he played behind a bad O line on the Hawks for years.
Right. Yeah.
Now, Sam Darnold, on the other hand, he played on the Vikings last year and did great.
Yes.
What people don't seem to realize is the Vikings have a better O line.
Right.
What's going to happen when Sam Darnold's playing for the Hawks? Well, did you watch him play for the Jets? That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, he had a great year with a great team around him.
No, I mean, I think Sam Darnold is a solid lower tier NFL starting quarterback. If I'm putting, you got 32 quarterbacks and I'm ranking them all, Sam Darnold, even though he had a great year last year, for me is somewhere between probably 18 and 23 when it really boils down to it. Which, considering there's only 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, it's not a bad position to be in. I mean, to be one of the 32 is amazing, but it doesn't inspire a whole lot of confidence for a team in general. And
he's kind of like a not as good,
see,
slightly older Jordan Love.
It'll be very interesting to see what it looks like when he doesn't have the same offensive line that he had in Minnesota.
Yeah. I think he's in for a rough year and Seattle's in for a rough year.
All right.
If
Seattle
I was them,
their pick.
I think the pick here is Gray Zabel.
The Bucks are on the clock. Number 19.
Yep. That is the smart choice. That is the smart choice. He can play anywhere on the O-line. And if you're taking Darnold as your QB, you need him. Because you don't have a dude like Geno anymore who can make the best out of a bad situation. All of our receivers are locked down. Oh, they're rushing towards me on the right. Well, I'm just going to take off left and then end up scoring a touchdown by scrambling. Like Geno's not even known to be a scrambling quarterback, and just Geno can pull plays out of his tuchus and make it look good.
Yeah, Geno's interesting for me. I worry about Geno in Las Vegas. I mean, he's got a great relationship with Pete Carroll, and that'll be fine. But they don't have a good offensive line. They have a terrible. Well, we'll see if Pete Carroll can change some of the culture there, but they have terrible culture there. And he's a guy that struggled in the past. And really, this last couple of years in Seattle has really been the only big bright spot in his career. So I hate to see him go to the Raiders and regress again, or I don't know. It feels like he's had a resurgence, and I don't want to see that fall off. But I can't blame Pete and the Raiders for going to get him. He's a solid quarterback. He's one of those guys that for me, is a very solid quarterback. He's not one of those guys that you're like, yeah, this is the guy that I think is really going to put my team over the top. You're like, yeah, I can't believe we got, Geno Smith, yay. But at the same time, it's like, you could do a lot worse, right? So we'll see how it plays out. But I worry about him a little bit in Las Vegas.
Like, he's not the best, but like, he's fine for the Raiders because he's good at making the best out of a bad situation.
Right, there's definitely some truth to that. I mean, I think the Raiders' ability to go out and get, aside from drafting at the 6th spot instead of Ashton Genty, a quarterback, I think they were probably limited as to what was out there to get better. I mean, to be fair, Gardner Minshew wasn't very good in general, so getting better isn't a big deal. But at the same time, like, even when they had, Derek Carr, who was arguably the best quarterback they've had in the last, 7 to 8 years, they weren't able to do much with him. They definitely weren't able to keep him upright. So I feel like the Raiders have been one of those teams that a lot of times has focused on, like I said earlier, kind of the more sexier picks as opposed to the more fundamentally sound picks over the years, and have suffered as a result of it. It's very interesting how, it's not interesting. There's no coincidence that like an A+ offensive line can make a B or C running back look like an A+ running back. An A+ running back is not going to look like an A+ running back behind a B or C or D offensive line. They're just not. They're going to look like a C or D running back because they're not going to get any holes to run through.
I mean, even a good O line falls apart in front of a great D line.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the Chiefs last year, last year they had the greatest interior O line, but sucked at tackle. Their tackles were not the best. And what did the Eagles do at the Super Bowl? Tore through it. They didn't even have to blitz. They just tore through the O line.
Right. Yep.
And how did that make Mahomes look? Like, people say Mahomes is likely the best quarterback right now, and compare him to Tom Brady. How did he look during the Super Bowl? Because I'm a Chiefs fan, and I don't think he looked really good.
I mean, it's tough when your running game isn't working and when you don't, the reality is that beyond Travis Kelce, they don't really have a whole lot at wide receiver for Mahomes to work with. I mean, Hollywood Brown is okay. And
he's going to be gone next year.
Well, there you go. And the guy that caught the bulk of the passes, I'm drawing a blank on his name. He played really well, actually, in the Super Bowl.
Was it Isaiah Worthy?
Yeah, Worthy. I'm assuming he'll be back.
He was our rookie last year. And it's looking like he's going to be our wide receiver 1.
Yeah, which is a lot of pressure to put on a second-year guy. I mean, hopefully there's no sophomore slump. Hopefully he didn't just play over his head last year. Hopefully this is, a pattern and he's going to be a superstar wide receiver. But you don't know that, especially after 1 year, So I don't know. We'll see. But I think they needed help in skill positions as well as the offensive line. I mean, Pacheco's solid, but he's not one of those guys that, gives you a whole. He's one of those guys that gets my motor running when I'm looking at running backs. I mean, he's solid, but it's like, okay, I mean, all right, he feels middle of the pack. I don't know.
Who are you talking about?
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, he's on his last year.
Right.
And then we got Rice, who is our slot receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like
Rice. He was injured last year, and he's looking at possibly being suspended for a couple of weeks as well this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he's got some upside. We'll see if he can, get some of his, stay healthy and get his off the field stuff in check or whatever, But when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, I truly feel like you have to do everything you can to give him as many possible weapons as you can. Well, and when I say weapons, I'm referring even to just offensive line, good offensive linemen. Um, you just, I'm not saying
Oh,
you don't have to worry about defense because,
okay.
I still think defense believes wins championships, but
I don't hate that pick. I don't hate
no,
that
I don't hate it
pick.
either. I don't hate it either. In fact, that's the guy I was kind of hoping the Cowboys might be looking at if McMillan wasn't there, honestly.
So,
But
unfortunately, I think this means that Mike Evans is getting older and they might be looking to move Mike Evans to wide receiver 2 in a year or two.
yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I mean, he's not young. He's like 34, 35. He might even be a little older than that.
No,
So,
no.
what?
He's younger than me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Interesting.
He was born the same month as me.
Interesting. Because it feels like he's been around for a long time.
Yes, he has. He came in like what 2013, 2014? I think one of those 2 years. I'm going to guess 2013 he came in. So he's been in the league for
Oh
12
yeah,
years
he's only
now.
31. He's only 31. So interesting.
He was young when he came in. He was real young when he came in.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
12 years.
No, I mean he was the what you call it? Emeka Ibuka was one of the guys that I was kind of hoping Dallas was looking at if McMillan wasn't going to be there, but obviously they went in a different direction. So, but no, I mean I watched him a lot this year. He's a solid player. He's going to be a very solid wide receiver. Ohio State turns out way
I
too football players, and he's going to be solid.
I was assuming he could drop to the Packers, and then I was going to be mad at the Packers for not taking him if he was available. But since he's not available, I'm not going to be mad at the Packers.
Denver is on the clock.
What surprises me is he's the first wide receiver. No. T-Mac was taken. He's the second wide receiver off the board. I thought that Golden might have been the first off the board, and Golden is still there. Golden's that burner dude.
I thought for sure the Cowboys would take one of those three, either McMillan.
So Broncos have a big
Golden.
choice here. Golden is still on the board, or they could go Amari and Hampton and get the North Carolina boy, the Tar Heel,
I
Amari
think
and
Hampton falls
Hampton.
to the second round. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I kind of hope the Cowboys can get him in the second round.
Oh, no. Hampton will be gone and Henderson will be gone before the Cowboys pick in the second.
No way.
I think
Not both.
Henderson will be gone as well. In the early second round, Henderson will be gone.
We'll have to see. I keep hoping one of them will fall.
Like, the Bears still need a running back.
Yeah.
So the only chance that Henderson's there for the Cowboys pick is if no one picks a running back between now and the Bears pick. Because the Bears are definitely taking a running back.
I mean, I would tend to think so, but teams do some surprise things. You never know.
Well, the Bears have 2 picks in the second.
Right. One of them should be a running back. If they're smart, one of them should be a running back.
Yes. Like, the Bears don't have that many needs. Like, I could see them taking D-line, but like, do you use that other pick on getting a right tackle instead of going running back there? Like, that's really all I can see. I mean, Okay. By the way, I was gonna say earlier while we were talking about it, but I forgot. The Chiefs next year, we only have 2 wide receivers and 1 running back under contract. So, like, I'm definitely looking at us signing running backs and wide receivers this year, simply due to the fact that like all of them will be gone next year.
Right. I mean, this is a deep running back draft. I mean, you still got Judkins from Ohio State. You got Scatabo from Arizona
Oh,
State. You
Judkins
got
might
Johnson
drop to
and
the 3rd.
Sampson. I mean, I think the Cowboys, if they're thinking running back, still have plenty of options in the second round, even if Hampton and Henderson are gone.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure that's the direction they're going to go, but
Oh no, he's a guard. I was gonna say something, but I take it back now.
I mean, Dowdle was basically our number 1 back last year, and he's gone. So we've got to do. We either need to draft a running back or bring bring in a free
Huh.
agent or something. Do something. I mean, I don't know. Got Deuce
Um,
Vaughn,
I
and there's a
feel
couple other guys, but
I feel like the running back positions on ESPN.com are very contentious because they have Judkins as the 3rd running back.
and they got Henderson down at 7.
No, they got Henderson at 2nd of what's available, so 3rd overall if you include Genty, who's already off the board.
Well, because
They
I was
ha-
just looking at something. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, it's Sports Illustrated. Sorry, Sporting News has Henderson as a 6th best back.
That's crazy. Like
Genty 1,
third.
Hampton 2, Judkins 3, Scatabo 4, Caleb Johnson from Iowa 5, and then Henderson 6.
That's crazy.
Like, I like Scatabo.
I
I think
would.
he's small and undersized as far as height wise, but I wouldn't mind Scatabo in Dallas.
He's a receiver.
No, he's a running back.
What I mean is he's the receiving kind. He's the CMC, Christian McCaffrey running back. He's the
Right.
I catch half as much as I run. Like you got dudes like Derrick Henry who like why would you ask Derrick Henry to catch the ball unless nothing else is working?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when he's going right, one of the best things about Christian McCaffrey is that he's multidimensional, and you can use him in so many different ways to either catch the ball or run the ball. I mean, if Scatabo's even half of that, I mean, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, you're right.
Oh.
I mean, you wouldn't ask a Derrick Henry to catch the ball, but
Oh,
he's
it's like
not that kind of
that.
back.
Oh. Y'all want to be nasty, huh? Y'all have so many needs on offense. So many needs on offense. And you guys probably have the best secondary in the league. And what do you decide to do? Use your first round pick on. This is the first corner off the board. This is the first corner off the board. Barron's still there. Johnson's still there. Y'all are wrong for this. Freaking donkeys. Y'all are wrong for this. Oh, man. You already have the best secondary, and now you do this? Anybody facing the donkeys, just run the dang ball. Just run the dang ball. So many needs on offense. So many needs on offense, and they take a corner.
Blue says, and before Will Johnson?
I mean, I get it. I get it. Team fit.
Blue says, watch Pitt swerve Sanders and take the quarterback from Alabama or the Dartmouth kid. We'll find out in a minute as Pittsburgh is on the clock. It'll be very interesting to see if Sanders doesn't go here. I'm not sure where he goes.
I would assume the Browns trade back. No, the Browns, because they already traded back to number 5.
Right.
So they could realistically use some of that capital that they gained. They have that extra second. Like, why not use one of their 2 early seconds and a later pick and trade back up into the first, get Shador?
Why would you have to do that, though? He's going to fall to the second round. There's nobody between here and there that needs a quarterback.
So you get that 5th-year option.
Yeah, I guess.
Quarterbacks are expensive. Like, if you can save 30, 40, I mean, this is 5 years in the future, so $45 million. You're saving $45 million, like,
right,
by just trading up a couple picks. Like, you ain't got to trade up that far.
Be interesting to see. If he doesn't get picked by Pittsburgh here, somebody has to. Wow. All right, the Pittsburgh pick is in.
Hold on.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Oh. Sorry for my rant about the donkeys. Wow, okay. I mean, Cameron Hayward is older. Like, you're getting a defensive tackle of the future. Unfortunately, this means that all around 1 graded defensive tackles are off the board.
Right. So Pittsburgh goes with Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon. I'm very surprised. I mean, they must think that they can still get either they're going to get a quarterback somewhere in free agency, they've got someone their sleeve, or they think they can get a solid quarterback later. I don't know what their next pick is for Pittsburgh, but I'm surprised. I bet Sanders is not happy at the moment.
Because this was the most quarterback needy team, and they were like, nah.
Right? And like I said, if anyone picks him up between now, if Cleveland doesn't trade up to get him, and anyone picks him between now and the end of the first round, he's sitting behind somebody because none of these other teams need a quarterback.
And Browns have 2 early second-round picks. Because they got their second-round pick, and they have Jacksonville's second-round pick as well.
I mean, it's not a coincidence that the back half of the first round, 20 through 32, has the best quarterbacks or some of the best quarterbacks in the league. That's why they're at the back end of the first round, right? So, because they're the best teams in the league, and a lot of times quarterback is, an intricate position in being, a solid team. So,
yeah, I mean, the only possibility is the Rams. because their quarterback's like 36, 37.
Yeah. But
To
I
be
suppose
fair,
if Sanders
even at
for a little bit.
36, he's the 5th best quarterback in the league, though.
Yeah. You're not playing Sanders over Stafford.
But if Stafford regresses or gets hurt again, you would have Sanders there and Sanders to train behind him to eventually take over. Stafford's deal is for 3 years. So Sanders would start his 4th year and then 5th year with the 5th year option. So he'd be starting quarterback for 2 years. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great insurance plan in case anything happens to Stafford, because like when you get older, it's easier to get hurt.
I think that there's something to be said as a quarterback, especially for going later to a better team where you don't have to start right away. Even if that's your ultimate goal, which it obviously is, even if you're a superstar. I understand not wanting to sit. I understand, you use a first round draft pick so you can sit a guy behind somebody else. At the same time, like for development, I think the best quarterbacks that have developed have been the ones that have had a chance to sit behind somebody, let the game kind of come to them, learn it, and then come in at their, when they're ready. And
Imagine
I think
Shador, Dion's son, the son of primetime in Los Angeles.
right, yeah, yeah.
Like this dude's gonna have a reality TV show.
I mean, if there's any team left in the draft right now between 22 and 32, I guess maybe the Rams. I mean, is there any team there you see that they think that maybe their quarterback isn't there? I mean, CJ
Eagles love
Stroud. I mean,
Jalen. Chiefs love
Mahomes not
Mahomes.
going anywhere. There's no way.
Bills
Let
loves
me say something.
Josh
If
Allen.
the
I'm taking off the teams that absolutely won't.
If the Chiefs ever got rid of Patrick Mahomes, whoever the front office person is going to be taken out and lynched. Like, I mean, he
Like
should be taken out and stopped.
we can talk about a Mahomes replacement in 2031 when his contract's up, but until his contract's up, we're not even going to think about it.
Right.
And we're probably going to extend him because he's freaking Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose Jeff Goff. I mean, their Jared Goff is already in Detroit, who's solid, but like, is he? I think Detroit would have gone farther this last year if they had a better quarterback.
You found one. I was going to go through all the teams, but I think you found one. I think that Detroit has the possibility that they could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what they think of Goff. I mean, I'm not overly impressed with Jared Goff. I think he's solid, but I don't think he's a difference maker. Like, he's not special. And I think the goal should always be looking for that special person. Not necessarily want to sacrifice, really good for bad in the search of, phenomenal. But at the same time, I don't know that I would consider Jared Goff really good. I think he's solid, but I don't know. I think it was really good. I think if they had a better quarterback, they would have been better this postseason.
The problem is I think Sanders is going to be the same.
Right. Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good, really solid, but he's not going to be like exceptionally phenomenal.
Right.
Like he's not going to be an elite quarterback. Like I think he'll absolutely be a starter, but like I think he'll be more along the lines of like Joe Flacco, Kirk Cousins, like that sort of realm.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Come on, Chargers. Let's go. Do 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 do. Blue says, bro, their current starter is Mason Rudolph. Yeah, exactly. Cleveland has 2
Well,
picks in the top 5 of the second. So
it could be Aaron Rodgers by the time the season starts, though. But I don't think that's a huge upgrade like Pittsburgh might think it is.
listen, I think if you can keep him upright and give him a couple weapons and keep him off the microphone and out of the camera, I think there's
Good
still
luck with
something.
that.
I think there's still something for Aaron Rodgers to give to a team. The problem is, I don't think that Pittsburgh's a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. I think that's part of the problem. I don't. I mean, yeah, I guess it's like putting a Band-Aid on a gaping hole, right? Like, not that Pittsburgh's terrible, but they need more than just a veteran quarterback that can come in and play solid if he can stay healthy, right? So I don't know that it helps him. I mean, it helps him because he's better than. I think he's an upgrade from Mason Rudolph, but I don't know that it helps them a whole lot because they need other stuff too. So
I think Harmon is a solid pick. It's just
yeah.
how long is because like he's going to be a backup. He's not going to be the starter because Cameron Hayward. He is
Right.
their starter. So like, is he planning on retiring after this year, and then Harmon will be the starter next year?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is there maybe they're trying to figure out some way to maybe play them together somehow? I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know.
Steelers aren't moving to 4-3. They are like the 3-4 team. Like,
Yeah,
that's their bread and butter, and they do it better than anybody else.
I tend to agree with you. I also think a good coach, which Mike Tomlin is, also plays to the strength of his players.
I would like to say that Ravens used to do it better than anybody else, but Ravens defense sucks. Like, I don't know what happened in these last like year or two, but like their offense used to always be worse than their defense.
Oh,
and
shit.
like last year their offense was better. They added Derrick Henry and like everything was clicking on the offense.
Right.
But then their defense just fell down to a hole. Like they faced the Browns with Jameis Winston as quarterback. Jameis Winston scored 3 touchdowns and 0 picks. 0 picks. Mr. I throw picks himself.
Right. Yeah.
Threw 0 picks against the Ravens, who used to have the best defense in the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like this was a long time ago. Like, it was just a couple years ago.
And that's the reason why they didn't do better this year in the playoffs. I mean, that's why even with a Lamar Jackson and with a Derrick Henry, that's you're limited because your defense is not what your defense isn't that good. So
like, look
and
at
Baltimore,
the
like
Bills.
you said, is a franchise that's been known for defense over the last 20 years or 15, 20 years. I mean, that's been their strong side of the ball is defense always. I mean,
and look at the Bills. The Bills don't even have an offense aside from Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Bills is like all defense, and like when it comes to 4-3 defense, like it's Bills and Chiefs. If you're looking at 4-3 defense, you got Bills and Chiefs. And where are they? In the conference championship every year. Every year. It's those two teams.
Yeah.
Like, and why did the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl? Because they faced the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah. This is true. So you saw the Chargers pick?
Oh no, I was too busy talking. I know that defense and trenches aren't the sexy pick to make, but like having all these weapons can hurt you instead of help you. Okay, Chargers pick makes sense. They did need that position. They also needed a tight end and other things too, but like Colston Loveland's gone. All the defensive tackles are gone. Like looking at the board, their pick makes sense. Like, honestly, they probably expected that Hampton would have been gone at the Broncos pick. But the Broncos, of course, made their greatest strength even stronger by taking a freaking cornerback. They have the best secondary in the league. Like, I don't know who's number two, but Broncos have the best secondary in the league. Nasty.
Packers are on the clock at 23.
I thought that they would have taken a wide receiver, like, or a running back, like an offensive weapon of some kind. But no. Like, Bo Nix throws to Cortland Sutton. What else do the Donkeys have? They have Bo Nix throwing to Sutton.
Right.
They have the
I
greatest
like Bo
secondary
Nix, but I'm not
defense.
sold
though.
on him.
I think Bo Nix is pretty good. I think Bo Nix is pretty good. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, shouldn't your first round pick be filling a need? Broncos didn't need that. Broncos have that. They have the best corner in the league in Patrick Surtain, and now they take another first round cornerback. Like, nasty.
Well, there's always that team in the draft that does something where that's a head scratcher. So leave it to Denver.
I mean, I get it in that, like, they are head and shoulders above everybody else now because they got Barron, who is arguably the best corner. It's him and Johnson. He's arguably the best corner in the draft this year. And they're going to have him for 5 years. So they ensure that their cornerback room is the best cornerback room in the league for the foreseeable future.
And sometimes if you're looking at the draft board and you've got guys rated and he's your best rated player and he's still left on the board, I mean, sometimes you just take what you think is the best player available and figure it out later, right? I mean, sometimes if there's a guy that you think is transcendent enough or, good enough that it supersedes your need, I just, got to take the best athlete on the board because he's still there. I guess
mean,
it is what
who
it
needs
is.
a good offense when the opposing team can't score on you, right?
There is some of that, right? I mean, defense in general wins championships. So,
and if you get enough picks, maybe you eventually get a pick six, and eventually your defense is the one scoring all the points instead of your offense.
yeah. Yep. All right. Come on now. Let's go, Packers. Pick up the pace. Be interesting to see who the Packers go with here. They need cornerback or wide receiver.
The thing that
Offensive,
interests
defensive
me
line.
is if the crowd's going to like it or hate it.
Right.
Because they could get pretty pissed off, I'd imagine. Like, this is a crowd of people that's full of beer and cheese. Like, I don't know what they're capable of. Everybody pairs wine and cheese together, but I think Green Bay's got the point. Like, beer and cheese. Like, why not?
Well, beer definitely pairs better with certain wines or certain cheeses than wine does. I mean, you're not generally drinking like a good wine with like cheddar, right? I mean, it's
no, you'd have like a brie.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So like, cheddar only goes well with beer, right? Like that kind of thing. So it all depends on what kind of cheese you're eating, right?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Some beer battered cheese curds could really hit the spot right now.
Making Sammy hungry over here. All right, it says Green Bay's pick is in. Minnesota's technically on the clock. Let's go, let's go. Do, 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 do. Is Goodell still up there giving out picks, or is it somebody else now?
I haven't seen anybody go up onto the stage yet.
Because I know at some point
The
Goodell
pick
stopped
is in,
making the announcements.
and here comes Goodell. I
Okay,
thought he did
let's
all of
do it.
day one.
Oh, he
Does
might.
he not do all of day one?
I don't remember when the switch is made. I just know at some point he's like, all right, these guys aren't important enough for me to do anymore.
I would assume it'd be day 2.
Pick is in.
The president and CEO of the Green Bay Packers is going to deliver the Packers pick.
Interesting.
Mark Murphy.
I bet the Packers go Will Johnson.
I mean, it makes sense. All right.
I mean, they need a cornerback. He's definitely one of the 2 best on the board, and the other one's already gone. So it feels like 2 cornerbacks. If he goes there, 2 cornerbacks in the top 23 seems like a low number. It feels like usually there's more defensive backs that go higher than that.
There's not a lot of good cornerbacks in the draft
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
not a great cornerback draft this year.
And I'd say only 2 are round 1 guys. I'd say the rest are low.
Right.
Like even a third cornerback could sneak in at the end because like you're so close to the second at that point that like all those corners aren't going to be there by the second round.
Oh, interesting.
You know.
Okay.
Matthew Golden. Okay.
All right.
The Texas kid is
there-
off the board. They have their wide receiver 1. They have their wide receiver 1. I thought that this wide receiver could have been off the board first before T-Mac, before Egbuka. I thought this guy might be off the board first, but he falls all the way to Green Bay, and Green Bay does what Green Bay does never do. They do not do this. But the draft is in their home, and Green Bay shocked us all. I'm going to have to call my niece because she's a cheesehead and tell her that Green Bay did the impossible. They picked a round 1 wide receiver and possibly the best wide receiver of the draft.
It will definitely help Jordan Love on the offensive side of the ball. Minnesota Vikings are on the clock with the 24th pick as we're starting to wind down towards the end of the first round here. Matthew Golden, the
Texas
third wide
boy.
receiver to go off the board to go tonight in the first round. University.
All right,
of
I shot her a
Texas.
message.
Hook 'em horns. Blue says this is where he had McMillan going in his mock draft. Interesting. I never thought McMillan was going to fall that far.
I had Egbuka here, but that was wishful thinking. I didn't think that Green Bay would actually take a wide receiver. I just thought that they should.
I thought McMillan would be the first wide receiver. This went the
And
way I thought it was. Well, no, actually, I thought it was going to be McMillan off the board first, then Golden, then Egbuka.
actually, I thought T-Mac would not be a good pick here because T-Mac does what their wide receivers do, right? Like
Yep.
they need a burner. Like they have the wide receiver twos who can do the middle. I mean,
Right.
although I say that Egbuka does do the yak as well. I don't know. But out of the wide receivers left, like I definitely think he's the best available. Actually, no, that's not true. There's one guy that I really like that's still on the board. Luther Burden. He had an amazing 2023, but because he had a poor quarterback, 2024 wasn't that good.
That's not a name I'm familiar with.
He's
He
from
likes Golden game.
he's Mizzou.
Yeah, not a player I'm familiar with. Yeah, I like Golden game too.
The only problem with
wide receiver.
Luther Burden is that he's an asshole. And I mean, I don't see that as a problem. Like he's just telling it like it is, you know. He's not sugarcoating his words for you. Like if that's a problem for you, like maybe be less sensitive. I don't know.
I guess it depends on what you're saying and why you're saying it. I'm kind of interested to see what Houston does.
O-line.
I assume so. They've got to do something to protect Stroud better.
The question is, do the Vikings trade back?
Interesting. Says the pick is in. I mean, it could still be a trade.
The pick is in? I mean, if it says the pick is in.
I assume it would say traded if it was traded. So it says pick is in and Houston is on the clock. Hasn't announced who Minnesota's pick is, but it says it's in.
Okay, I'd be surprised if the Texans don't take Josh Simmons.
I'm surprised Will Johnson has fallen all the way to 24. Or has fallen.
that might be the pick right now. Honestly, thinking about the Vikings, like I think Will Johnson's probably the pick.
Interesting. It's interesting the guys that continue to fall. Giants. Blue says the Giants.
Donovan Jackson.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought he was going to be a second rounder. Okay.
Minnesota goes offensive lineman with guard Donovan Jackson out of Ohio State, 24. That puts Houston on the clock.
They did not like Josh Simmons' medicals. They looked at Josh Simmons' medicals and said, "We do not trust this. We're not taking him."
Yeah.
Because I thought for sure it was going to be Josh Simmons here. Because Donovan Jackson, he's a second round talent.
Blue says the Giants just traded up. I haven't seen that yet anywhere, or I don't know where they traded up to, but Blue says the
Oh, they traded
Giants
up to
just
25.
traded. They traded up to 25 with Houston.
Yeah,
Huh? Oh, because I still
that's
see
what it
Houston. It hasn't
says.
said anything about. Hasn't said anything about the
Oh, it
Giants
said, and that
trade.
I am befuddled that the Vikings took a guard. Number one, I thought Houston would be going O line. That's probably why Houston so quickly traded. Like they don't like Josh Simmons' medicals. Vikings must not like his medicals. Uh, Houston was probably looking at taking Donovan Jackson. And since Donovan Jackson's gone, they were like, no, we're getting out of here.
Yep. So they traded. Houston has traded with the Giants, and the Giants are on the clock. Giants go Will Johnson here. Who do you trade up to get? I mean, who's not going to be there?
Shador.
Oh, Shador. There you go. They do need a quarterback, and he's fallen this far. So
I mean, they have Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson
yeah,
is 36, same as Matt Stafford. And they were like, the Rams could be picking him. The Rams are picking at 26. Let's not let that happen.
yeah. I mean, the Russell
Otherwise,
Wilson.
this doesn't make sense to me. This does not make sense to me unless it's Shador and they were thinking the Rams could take him if we don't take him.
Yeah, I'm not. It'll be interesting to see who they take here because I'm not sure who they thought they needed to. They needed to, unless it's Sanders or Johnson. I'm not sure who's worth trading up for at this point, at least in their minds. I don't know. So we'll see. But it'll be it'll be interesting to see.
Maybe it's Milrow.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
Interesting. I mean, having Russell Wilson is not saying a whole lot. I mean, what he's been since he left Seattle has been very pedestrian. And at this point, the Giants, especially getting Carter, they have some solid pieces, and they need a better quarterback than Russell Wilson. Sorry. At this point, I like Russell Wilson, and if he's willing to be a backup and do whatever, then that's fine. He can have a couple more years in the league. But if he's still in the locker room, like content on being a starter, and really that's where his mindset is, then I don't want him on my team, and I think he should probably just retire at that point. At this point, I mean, I don't.
Shador is either going to New York or LA. That's what I'm thinking right now. In these next two picks, I believe Shador is going in one of these next two picks.
I understand that Stafford's, a little old and whatever. I just don't see the Rams picking Shador Sanders. But maybe that's why the Giants, maybe that's why they jumped in here. Maybe they felt like that's what was going to happen. Maybe they had some insider information or something. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
I was watching Draft Day earlier, and after I watched it, I then watched the GM of the Chargers reacting to clips of Draft Day.
Right.
And there's a part of the movie of like, oh, this is the new intern. Today's his first day. And it's like, he had to stop the clip and was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not having that. I don't trust that dude. Like, no, I'm not having an intern whose first day is on draft day in my office.
That's funny.
Like, that dude's definitely a spy. Like, even if he's not a spy, come into work in a couple days.
All right. What are the Giants going to do here? They traded up to get this pick. This will give them their second pick in the first round, as they went with Abdul Carter at number 3 already, who I think has definitely the potential to be, probably as good as Micah Parsons has been, and is definitely a transcendent
I mean,
game changer.
thinking about it, Mike Green is still on the board.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Like, if you have Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, and Mike Green as your defensive line,
Yeah, but with his off the field troubles and all those things, and to jump in, I mean, you'd have to think that the Rams were going to get him, or either the Rams or the Ravens or one of these teams in front of you here was planning on taking him, and I just don't. I mean, that's possible, but
well, there's certain teams that don't care about stuff like that, like the Chiefs.
wait till you see this. Holy smokes! Wait till you see what the Giants did at 25. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute for me.
Yep.
Okay, here comes Goodell. I'm moving up to the TV so I can hear him.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Atlanta's on the board with the 26th. Whoa. Holy smokes.
Wow.
Atlanta
It
traded up.
wasn't Milrow and it wasn't Shador.
It was Jackson Dart from Ole Miss.
Wow.
Right?
They wanted that. They wanted the dude who had the cannon.
And Atlanta moved up. The Rams
they were like,
out of that
Milrow
spot.
has legs. Shador has accuracy. Screw being able to run. Screw being able to throw accurately. We want the dude who can throw from one end of the field to the other.
Jackson Dart, I'm sorry, is a little bit more of kind of your, the little bit that I've seen him, he's a little bit more of your prototypical kind of pocket NFL passer, which I think might be something that's, that's real enticing. Both Milrow and Sanders are a little bit more non-conventional type quarterbacks. So that might be that might be part of why they went Darty. But to be fair, the Giants don't have a great history of drafting. So, take this with a grain of salt. I mean, they picked the guy that I thought was below both of those guys, below Sanders and below Milrose. So, who knows? Atlanta, like I said, Atlanta jumped up here and took the spot from the Rams. The Rams have traded out of that spot. So I wonder who Atlanta wants.
Well, I think it's clear that Rams wanted Dart.
I suppose that's possible. And once he was off the board, it's like, now we can trade out of this position. Blue says, what the heck? What the fuck are the Falcons doing? Why are the Falcons trading up, he says.
Who's after the Rams? The Ravens?
Yeah.
So it must be
Falcons,
someone. Yeah. It must be someone who they thought that the Ravens would take. Like, I can't imagine it'd be for a quarterback.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think that it would be for a quarterback.
Will Johnson's still on the board. Hold on. Malachi Stark is still on the board. That makes a lot of sense for the Falcons. Malachi Starks? Like, imagine if you let the Ravens take that dude.
Yeah.
Like, if the Ravens had Hamilton and Starks as their two high free safeties, Like you will
Yeah, but I
not be
mean,
getting deep balls in on them at
but the
all.
Falcons don't play in their division. It's not like they have to see them twice a year that they care particularly what the
No, but
Ravens
if they wanted the
do.
player, and they felt
Sure.
like the Ravens
Oh,
are
yeah, yeah,
taking
yeah.
this player,
I suppose, yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100%. I mean, they've got Cousins. I don't see them picking a quarterback here. I don't.
the Rams traded their second and first round next year, but the Rams are getting the Falcons' third round this year. So the Rams will not have
Oh,
a first round pick next year.
Hawkins' pick is in. It's not a player I'm familiar with, so hopefully you're a little familiar with him. You'll have to tell me about him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not familiar with all the later dudes, but the top like 50 players, I know them all.
Meaning that it's not someone that I've heard of doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it leads me to believe. I would be very interested to know if the Ravens really had their eyes on him, that the Falcons had to move up to that spot to do that. It seems odd to me, but
Is it
again,
a
I don't know anything
crazy
about the guy
name?
they took. What?
Is the name a crazy name?
No. Oh no.
Okay,
Uh-uh.
it's a normal sounding name.
Yeah, yeah, it's a normal sounding name. And I'm not saying he's not a good. I'm not saying he's not a good pick or that he's not a good player. I
James
just don't know who he
Pierce
is.
Jr. Dang.
That's not.
So
It's not someone I'm familiar with.
uh, he, he's the second best edge in the class, in my opinion. Number one being Mike Green. But James Pierce Jr. also has off the field problems, but not nearly to the extent that Mike Green does. And that's the reason why James Pierce Jr. has dropped this far. People have said that James Pierce Jr. is a great athlete, but is uncoachable.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So, like, the way that I would liken him to is Bobby Boucher from The Water Boy.
Okay.
You just go, and he goes.
Right. Right.
Like, if you're wanting to do anything complicated, I don't think he can do that.
And I don't know anything about it, but it seems interesting that for the Falcons to trade up there to try to get him. Maybe they thought that the Ravens were going to get him and he wouldn't be there, or that one of these other teams. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, but
Yeah.
that seems odd.
Well, I think the Chiefs definitely would have thought about it.
Yeah.
Because Chiefs don't care about off-field issues.
Right.
Like, all these other teams, they'll pass on a guy like that, but Chiefs are like we're multi-time Super Bowl champs. Andy Reid is like the greatest coach in the league. Like, if you're not going to listen to us, like, do you even belong in the league?
Right.
I think that's kind of how the Chiefs feel about it.
Right.
Like, if you want to have problems off the field, so be it, but don't come to the field and bring their problems here.
Right. Sure. Ravens on the clock at 27 as we're getting towards the end of the first round here. Couple trades happening at 25 and 26. The Giants moved up and took Jackson Dart. Falcons moved up and took James Pierce Jr. Or the Rams moved back, however you want to look at it.
Okay. Ravens, Lions, Commanders, Bills, Chiefs, and then the Eagles. We're nearing the end now. Only 6 picks left.
Will Johnson still on the board. Malachi Smith still on the board. Mike Green still on the board.
If I was the Ravens, I'd be taking Malachi Starks. But Will Johnson would not be bad either. Oh, man, oh, man. I can't imagine those two guys falling into round 2.
I'm curious to see what Detroit does. Detroit's one of the more solid teams roster wise. I feel like they have their team with not a whole lot of holes, so it'll be very interesting to see
Their problem is like their cap is going to get hit hard, and they're going to lose a
Yeah.
lot of their players in the
Right.
upcoming years.
Yeah. They need someone on the defensive line with Aiden Hutchinson to help bolster that defensive line a little bit, but they
I don't
don't
feel
need a
like they
whole
have
lot, right?
any needs aside from needs for the future.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I agree. They're one of the few teams at the moment that has that luxury.
Like their only problem last year was injuries. Like when it comes to having a team,
Well,
like they're kind of second to none.
yeah, I mean, I think that honestly, I truly believe the reason that Detroit didn't do better is that Jared Goff is not. It, for me, Jared Goff is the kind of guy that could potentially. He's the kind of quarterback that could not lose you a Super Bowl, but he's definitely not going to win you a Super Bowl. Like, I think he's probably solid enough that you could get him to go in there and do enough to where he doesn't cost you the game if you got enough pieces around him. But he's not going to go out and win you a game or win you a Super Bowl. And if I was Detroit, I'd be looking to make a move from Jared Goff. And I know they just recently made the move from Stafford to Goff, and I know that's a big deal. But if it were me, I'm not saying that I'd be picking a quarterback here. I'm just saying I might be looking to make a move off of Jared Goff to somebody else.
I went onto the ESPN prospect list, and like these dudes are in a way different order than I have them inside my head.
Yeah.
Like they got Luther Burden down at 21 unavailable, and I think he's a first round talent. They have Malachi Starks down at number 12, putting him in the second round, but I think he's a first round talent.
I mean, some of that, a lot of that is based on need and where they think guys are the best fit and where they think which teams are going to actually do it right, as opposed to just necessarily where they. Because yeah, I mean, at this point now, I really think Sanders and Milrow both they're falling to the second round. I mean, I don't think any of these teams left are going to take a quarterback. I'd be very surprised if a quarterback gets taken now, unless another team trades up. I didn't see
Which
the Giants trading up to
is,
take Dart. So,
I mean, it's a question for the Browns on do they want that 5th-year option? But like, I think that, well, I guess there's also the Saints.
yeah. Ravens pick is in. Detroit is on the clock. I'll wait till Sammy sees the pick so we can talk about it. I think this is a solid pick for the Ravens.
Yeah, exactly who I thought it'd be. I marked
So the
this.
Ravens go with Malachi Starks at number 27.
You have him up in the 2 high with Hamilton. Starks and Hamilton in a 2 high. Like, you're passing short. You're not passing deep. You are passing short.
Right.
The Ravens definitely needed this because the Ravens defense has seen a steep decline, huge drop off. And at least with this, you know that the safety position is on lock. Like safety alone, they probably have the best safeties in the league. I mean, that's a lot to put on the shoulders of a rookie just coming in, but I believe it.
When did the position go from SF to SAF? For years, strong safety was just SS. And safety
That's
was just
strong
S.
safety.
Right. But when did they start using SAF? They say now SAF is just basically strong safety. That's the essential position. They said. I googled it just a minute ago because I've never heard the term SAF before. I was like,
Wait, he's strong safety?
that's what they said. They said SAF is basically the strong safety position. It says in football, SAF refers to the safety position, specifically the strong safety, and in general, staying safe on what? Okay, that was uh, so yeah, interesting. That's a new name for that position. They always just called them SS or for strong safety or S for safety. I never heard SAF before. All right, Detroit's pick is in.
Okay,
Washington's on the
I
floor.
Googled it. Week 10 of last season, they had moved Kyle Hamilton to free safety.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. We'll see what Detroit does. We'll see what Washington does. I'm curious about what Washington does since they're both Washington and Philly are in my division. So I'm curious to see what they do.
Because I was thinking in Madden, Kyle Hamilton is a strong safety. So why would they take another strong safety if they need a free safety? But
Right.
yeah, so a little over halfway through the season last year, they had moved Kyle Hamilton from strong to free. So
I do think that football probably is the most like position specific sport. And at the same time, I do think there are areas where you can kind of have float over. I think safeties are one of those positions to a certain extent. I think it's fairly easy to go from free to strong or strong to free, and
I
as
think it's
opposed
easier to
as
go from
opposed
slot
football
corner
should.
to strong safety than it is to go from free safety to strong safety.
And it very well might be. I mean, I don't know, but I just know that there are some positions it's easier to transition from than others.
Now, back in the day, the most position specific was basketball, but that's been thrown out of the water.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd say mostly due to the Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been. You've always had the anomalies, obviously, but as you got into bigger guys that can handle the ball better, and so you have you end up with the LeBron Jameses, or even before that, the Scottie Pippins, the Magic Johnsons, who was a point guard at 6'9". When you start
Well,
having those kind of guys bringing the ball up
I
the
think
court, it really changes
I
a
think the
lot of those
biggest
things.
thing is that like either you're the dude who shoots for threes, or you're the dude who passes the ball to the guy who shoots the threes. Those are the two positions. Every other position doesn't exist anymore.
No, I mean, there's definitely some truth to that. It's definitely more fluid. It's more positionless than it's probably ever been before.
Great pick. Great pick. It's who I would pick if I was them.
Oh, see, you saw it first. I didn't even see it yet. Oh,
Oh,
Tyreek
I haven't
Williams.
seen Lions. I haven't.
Oh,
I was.
I'm so sorry. My bad.
They had Malachi Starks on the screen talking.
Oh. I guess we need to be clear about where I was like, oh, you got the pick right before I did, or that was like maybe I'm on the lag this time. So maybe you didn't hear what I said. I'll keep it. I won't say it again.
I heard it. I get this pick. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a round one pick,
Right.
but like this dude wasn't going to be there for the round two pick. So
Right. No, like I said, like we said, they needed someone on the if they need anything, they probably need someone on the defensive line. To help Hutchinson. So potentially this gives them that.
and
Off up the middle of the field a little.
I'd say he's the best defensive tackle left on the board since the top four are gone. Like the next dude's probably Darius Alexander from Toledo, which Toledo is a small school, and like how much
Right.
do you trust picking
Right.
somebody from a small school who, faces people from other small schools who
Right.
couldn't get into the big schools.
Sure.
Like, there's the occasional gym that comes from the small schools, but like you gotta be careful with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt honestly about like an Ashton Genty. Like, don't get me wrong, it's amazing to rush for as many yards as you did, but you played for Boise State and your competition isn't the top-notch competition in college football. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're not playing Alabama and LSU and Georgia and Tennessee every week. You're not playing Oregon's every week. You're not, you're playing a lot of, you know, Mountain West Conference teams. And as a result, when you get a guy like Ashton Genty, who is definitely above and beyond, but it's like, you know, he
Meanwhile,
looks a lot better against guys that are not close to him than he's going to look against guys that are a lot closer to him athletically.
meanwhile, Ohio State, not only big school facing against the other big schools, they're also
Right.
the champions.
Right. Yeah.
So you know that like if a talent looks good there,
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
they're gonna look good in the NFL as well.
More than likely. Absolutely. And that's the thing. I mean, that's why you get schools that regularly churn out NFL guys. And, it sucks for a lot of schools, but, there's a reason why Alabama's, the Ohio States, the Georgias, the Tennessees, they have 5, 6, 7 guys sometimes is go in the draft every year, up to 10, depending on what school they are, is because they're well coached. They play against the best of the best. They're the most prepared to go in and play in an NFL situation where you don't have to worry about him. You get a guy from a school like a Boise State who's played great, and it's like, yeah, he could be really good, but against guys that are really, really good, the top notch in the NFL, we'll see what he does. I mean, he wasn't doing that against the best of the best in college, so we'll see what he does against the best of the best in the NFL. Wonder what Washington does here. They don't have a whole lot of needs.
I'm gonna say Mike Green.
I mean, they lost Dante Fowler Jr., so they definitely could use an edge rusher. Could go Will Johnson. They could use a cornerback.
I mean,
Heck is in. Buffalo's on the clock. They haven't announced who it is yet, and I won't say it
I'm
this
at
time.
commercial.
Okay.
Maybe they could take Jahad Campbell.
29th pick with Washington.
And if they're iffy on Mike Green, there is Ezraku as well
not the one
that
I'm
they
familiar
could be
with.
looking at.
That is not a guy I'm familiar with either.
He played for Boston College.
They produced some solid NFL players in the past.
Day 2 is going to be the big day for my team.
How many picks you guys got in the second and third rounds?
We got 3.
Nice.
Late second, early third, late third.
All right. Come on, Washington. Let's go. They need to speed up these last 4 picks. Let's go.
Were we planning on doing Winner's Circle this Saturday?
I mean, that was my plan.
Okay.
That was my plan.
The draft won't be on that early in the morning, so I will be available.
All right. Pick is in. Huh. Another player I'm not familiar with.
Oh, so none of the names I mentioned
Oh, and
previously.
the
Okay.
interesting thing is he's kind of from my neck of the woods, but it's not someone I'm familiar with.
Oh. Okay. I know who it is then. If he's from your neck of the woods, it has to be Josh Connerly Jr.
It is indeed.
Yep, there it is. Josh
It
Connerly
is.
Jr. I can put two and two together.
I watched a fair amount of Oregon football. I mean, I remember the name, but not to where I was like, oh, he stood out, and I was like, oh, I remember that. Like, I mean, I've heard the name, but
So
I'm not familiar with them like that.
so Commanders traded with Houston and got their O lineman. And now they take another O lineman. And I would imagine Houston is pretty pissed because they traded back. Like they probably thought, either him or Josh Simmons should still be there by the time we pick again. And now Connerly's gone. The guard was taken by or who took that guard? The Vikings right before they picked.
Right.
Yeah, so they were probably looking at taking that guard, but since the guard was gone, they were like, we can trade back and still get Josh Connerly Jr. I think is what
Not
they were
now.
thinking. No,
Not now.
they were like, why would the
Is
Commanders
on the
take
clock.
Josh Connerly Jr.? We traded our O lineman to him. They don't need to take another O lineman. Meanwhile, the Commanders were like, we got to protect Jaden Daniels. He's our star. He's going to lead us to a bright future. Commanders are not hurting for O-line. That is for dang sure. Like, they made it to the conference championship last year, and now they have two extra O-linemen to bolster that offensive line and keep Jaden safe.
Yep.
These picks are making me feel like teams are getting scary. And then there's other picks that I'm like, well, whoever owns that team, like, needs to fire somebody.
3 picks left. Buffalo, Kansas City, and Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
I think the pick for Buffalo is Luther Burden.
Yeah. Will Johnson's still out there?
Yeah, but they need somebody who Josh Allen can throw the ball to.
Yeah, but their secondary is not great either. They got rid of Elam.
It's a question on what's more important, your secondary or your offense.
I agree. No, I mean, it's one of those things where, like I said earlier, how long do you want to waste a guy like a Josh Allen without having, giving him enough talent around him to actually benefit from how good he is? It's the same deal with Patrick
They
Mahomes.
signed Christian Benford to a 4-year extension.
It's the same deal that Tom Brady had a lot of his career, which is, where do you spend the money? Do you give Tom the weapons on offense? Do you give these quarterbacks the weapons on offense, or do you make the defense that much better, or what do you do? I mean,
Tom Brady had some pretty darn good weapons. Like you had Edelman in the slot. You had, well, yeah, not at the beginning, but eventually they got around to. You had Gronk at tight end, and then their wide receiver one. That dude was a dog.
I mean, over Tom Brady's career, they've had a couple decent, several good wide receivers. I would say that they had a lot of guys that played above their potential, probably because Tom Brady was throwing them the ball. I like Julian Edelman, but I don't think he would have been, anywhere near what he was on another team if Tom Brady wasn't throwing him the ball. Same with potentially a Wes Welker, who was,
Well,
a big deal
I
for
see
him for
your
a long
point.
time. Um,
Edelman
I
was a round 2, round 3 grade talent.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
late
I
second,
mean
early third. That was his level of talent.
yeah,
But Brady throwing him the ball brought him up to a round 1 level talent.
sure. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think the best wide receiver that he ever actually had, and it was coming in even after his time with Minnesota, was probably Randy Moss, and that was what it was. I mean,
Oh,
as far as skill goes and pedigree and all those things, right? So and then he had Gronkowski, of course, who was his biggest weapon for the bulk of his career. So I mean, that's
oh, I was watching these YouTubers talk the other day, and the one said to the other, like, I heard that you got invited to uh, the draft to induct a player for a team. And he said, yeah, but it's for the 6th round. I was like, oh, well.
all right. What does Buffalo do here? And then it is Sammy's team's first pick of the draft. Coming up at 31, Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, it says the pick is in and you are on the clock.
Man, they haven't even got to the Bills
Interesting.
pick yet.
Wow. All right. Well,
Let's go, Buffalo. Who are they going to pick?
again, someone whose name I've heard, but I'm not familiar with in any way, shape, or form, really.
Wow. Wow. Over Will Johnson? Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, Buffalo. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Did you forget that Will Johnson was available? Like, is that what's happening? Like, I'm a little confused.
I mean, it seems weird that you would go cornerback here and not go Will Johnson. I'm very surprised that he's fallen as far as he has.
Like, you had Will Johnson over Barron.
Yeah.
Does he have off the field issues I'm unaware of?
Not that I'm aware of. And I don't really know anything about Maxwell Hairston. I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't really know anything about him. I don't think I really ever got to watch him play. I'm thinking maybe I saw one Tennessee game and or one Kentucky game and maybe a couple highlights, but
I thought that Hairston was cornerback 4, honestly. I didn't even have
yeah.
him as cornerback 3.
So to be taken here at the end of the third or at the end of the first round is definitely a stretch, especially above like the Will Johnsons. I'm tempted to Google why is Will Johnson dropping.
Like, honestly, Hairston might have even been my cornerback 5. I don't know, because like you got Ravella and Amos. Like, do I have Hairston over Ravella and Amos?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
So apparently Will Johnson has a knee issue. Will Johnson's draft stock has plummeted in recent weeks due to a knee issue. Well, he's once considered a top 10 pick. He's now starting to slip in mock drafts and has fallen to round 2. And some, his former head coach and defensive coordinator, has also passed over him. So I guess they're worried that he's got a knee issue, apparently, that I was unaware of. All right, Eagles are on the clock. Oh, wait a second. What happened here?
I haven't even gotten to the Chiefs pick yet. Jeez, the website's way faster than the actual show.
No. Sorry, I don't want to tell you, but Kansas City and the Chiefs or Eagles and Chiefs swapped picks. 31 and 32, they swapped them.
Oh,
The
Okay.
Eagles must have thought the Chiefs were about to take somebody that they really wanted. Otherwise, I don't know why you would swap these two picks. Unless the Chiefs are getting something they thought was valuable for moving back one spot and still being able to get the guy they want. But the Chiefs and the Eagles have swapped picks. So the Eagles are now picking 31, and their pick is in, and the Chiefs will pick 32 on the clock now.
My only question is what did the Chiefs get out of it?
All right. What did the Eagles want, and what did the Chiefs get out of it?
I mean, there's a good chance. Okay, we got a 5th-round pick. That's nice. That's nice. I dig it. I dig it.
So you move down one spot, probably still get the guy you want, and you add a 5th-round pick.
Which we don't have a 5th or 6th-round pick, so
I mean, at this point, the difference between 31 and 32, especially if you didn't have your heart set on somebody at 31, and the Eagles did maybe, then this makes perfect sense.
yeah. I do not hate this.
I mean, we'll see how it plays out with the actual players that get picked in the next 2 picks here, but
Well, I mean, there's a few dudes who I'm like, I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him. Like, I mean, we're probably going to take Josh Simmons, which worries me a lot.
I'm really surprised that the Eagles felt like they had to move up one spot. They must have really thought that Kansas City was about to take the guy they wanted.
Watch it be Mike Green.
I mean, a 5th isn't like a huge pick to give up, but when it's only one spot, that seems like a big. I mean, it seems like a lot to give up to move up one spot. They must have had some real good intel that the guy they wanted was going to go.
Actually, I think I know who it might be. I think it might be Darius Alexander, who is the number 6 defensive tackle. Like, that would make a lot of sense to me because otherwise I'm looking at who's available and it's like, maybe Mike Green makes sense. Jahad Campbell makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, who are the Chiefs going to take that the Eagles thought I got to get there first?
I can't imagine that they moved up to take Josh Simmons. I think it either has to be Campbell, Green, or Alexander, or even Ezraku. But I don't think I would have moved up for Ezraku. Like, I would have felt pretty confident Ezraku would still be there the next pick.
This is very interesting. It was someone that Philly was very convinced Kansas City was about to pick.
I mean, there's a slight chance it could have been Emin, but I don't think the Chiefs would have went Emin.
Yeah, that's not a name
Like,
I'm familiar with. So
he's the second best safety. It's Malachi Starks and then him.
all right, come on, Eagles. Let's make this pick. You made the trade. You know you have somebody in mind. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, little darling.
I love us getting a 5th. We needed the extra depth. We have too many people leaving the team in the next 2 years. We got so many people leaving the team after this year. Like, we're going to have one running back and 2 wide receivers left on the roster. Like, you need at least 3 running backs and at least 6 wide receivers for your team. We're
Right.
going to have like that's a total of 9. We're going to have a total of 3 if we don't re-sign and draft people this
Right.
year.
For sure. Very interesting move to swap these picks. I'm curious to see what these picks are. They're taking forever. Let's go already.
I mean, I suppose you could get away with having 5 wide receivers as long as
All right. Well, the
like
Eagles have made their pick. Let me know
people
when you
don't
see
get
it.
injured.
Kansas City is on the board. We're here at the last pick of the first round of the NFL 2025 draft. Kansas City swapped with the Eagles for 31 and 32. So now the Kansas City Chiefs are making the final pick at 32 of the first round.
We got the final pick of the first round, and we got the final pick of the 7th round.
Oh, you got Mr. What you call it?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant? You get Mr.
Yep.
Irrelevant this year. Brock Purdy?
Jahad Campbell.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought this dude was going to go up so much higher.
Me too, honestly. I'm really surprised he fell as far as he did. But did you really think that Kansas City was about to take him with that pick though? Like, I mean, I'm surprised he fell as far as he
Honestly,
did.
it wouldn't surprise me if they did. If he's the best dude on the board, like
Yeah.
Drew Tranquil, like his contract's running up. Leo Chanel has like a year or 2 left of his deal. Like linebacker is something we do need to look to for the future with our 2 outside linebackers possibly moving on. Plus,
Yeah, you
this
had
dude can
trouble
play
stopping the
edge
run
as
too.
well.
You had trouble stopping the run in the Super Bowl, so a
Well, we
solid
didn't when it was
linebacker would help you
when it
that
was
as well.
Saquon. When it was Saquon with the ball, we were ready for it. But when it was the quarterback, like that seemed to get the Chiefs by surprise when the quarterback took it. We're great at run defense. Like Chiefs run defense is great. Like, but I think that is limited to when it's the running back with the ball. Because like once we see that the quarterback doesn't hand it off, then we move into okay, oh shoot, he's passing. Get ready for the pass. And then when he starts running, it's like, ah crap.
Right. Who says they can't pick till commercials over? And if I got to get that money, yep. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. All right, Sammy. What's your final guess of your pick here for your team? Who do you think it's going to be?
I don't like it, but I think it'll be Josh Simmons.
If you were making this pick, who would it be?
If I was making the pick,
Yes, if you were
let
the
me
general manager and you were making the pick.
Mike Green. No shame about it either. Like, yeah, I understand he has off the field issues, but like it hasn't stopped us before.
Right.
Like, if there's a team that doesn't give a crap about off field issues, it is the Chiefs. We
Right.
took Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, this is true.
Like, he fell to the 5th because like no one was going to touch him. And we were like, well, if no one's going to take him, like this dude broke records for running track in college. Like, how are we not going to take literally the fastest dude in the draft who once drafted will become the fastest dude in the NFL? Like, how are we not
Right.
going to take him because like he beats his girlfriend or whatever he did?
It says sexual assault allegations, but yes, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, I don't know anything about it, so I can't comment on it. I'm not going to say anything because I know nothing about them. But
Like,
we'll see what the Chiefs do.
Eagles do it again. The Eagles do it every year, and they did it again.
The pick is in. It says
Like,
the pick is in.
I feel like this is the steal for the first round. like picking this dude up so late.
Campbell, yep. Yeah, no, I agree. Very
I thought
surprised he fell as far as he did.
I didn't think he was making it past 20.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was going to be top 15.
I mean,
Honestly,
I
didn't think
thought
it'd get
he could fall to the Buccaneers, but I didn't think that the Buccaneers would pass on him.
right.
Let alone the next 11, 12 teams, whatever it was, passing on him too.
Right. I'm very surprised that Sanders and Milrow have fallen to the second round. Sanders especially. I'm a little surprised that the second quarterback taken was Jackson Dart.
I'm a little surprised the Browns didn't want to trade up into the first.
I wonder if they think they can get Sanders and or Milrow.
Well,
Okay, they can
no,
get him in the second round.
Well, yeah, they're just one pick away.
Right.
They'd only be trading up one pick, but the reason to do that is to get the the 5th year option.
Right.
So you can have the quarterback on, like a $4 million contract instead of a $50 million contract for a year.
All right, your pick is in. Let me know when you see it. We'll do a little house cleaning and we'll get up out of here.
That's who I assumed it would be.
The Chiefs with the 32nd pick and the final pick of the first round of the NFL draft. They pick offensive tackle from Ohio State, Josh Simmons.
The fact that all these other teams passed on him, like, I feel like if he was actually like healthy, like, I don't know why other teams would pass on him. This could be the biggest deal if like he is fine and he will improve and like his play will not regress from where it was before the injury. Because where he was before the injury, he was like top 3, 1 second or third for offensive tackles, up there with Mimbu and Campbell.
Right.
But Chiefs must be confident about the injury, I guess, and the other teams weren't.
I guess so. Interesting.
This is a gamble. I'm not a big gambler. I wouldn't have made this pick. But if the gamble pays off, this could have been like a huge steal. Like,
very good opening night of the draft. Solid first round. A lot of guys went where we thought they would. A lot of guys didn't. A lot of guys ended up falling. Some people picked guys that were a little out of the ordinary, but nonetheless, solid first round of the NFL draft. Thank you for joining us here at Workhorse Wrestling Network. For
teams traded that I didn't expect to trade, and teams I thought would trade didn't, which is like I thought for sure the Vikings were going to trade back. Like they got 4 picks this year. 4.
Right.
Like even trading back just a couple spots could have gotten you 1 or 2 later round picks. Like I guess they must feel fine with only grabbing 4 dudes this year. I don't know.
I mean, they were a very solid team last year, so I mean, maybe they don't feel they've got a whole lot of holes. I mean, I don't.
I mean, they don't. It's just it makes it more difficult when you don't have a large group of people on rookie deals that you're paying, and instead are paying star players big money.
Right. Sure. Absolutely. No doubt. So, all right. So do a little house cleaning. Join us on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, for the cookout, where we all come together and talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. Join us Friday night, I think tomorrow night, for Friday Night Fights.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to be watching day 2 of the draft. Unless you want to do it.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to you. So there may be Friday night fights tomorrow night. Normally Friday night fights every Friday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, where somebody watches SmackDown and gives you their opinions in real time of the show. Saturday mornings, join us for the Winner's Circle, where we review Raw, NXT, and Dynamite. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. On, let's see, I keep bouncing around. Scan this QR code. Scan that QR code to take you to Linktree. From Linktree, you can get to all of our social media from one location. You can see on the screen. We are at all these social media platforms. So make sure to check us out. Love to interact with you guys wherever you guys are. Please come over and interact with us. So let's see. Last but not least, if you want to listen to the audio version of the cookout, you can find it on these podcast platforms. If you don't have time to sit and watch, or you just want to listen while you're doing something else, by all means, please check out the audio version of the cookout. I think that's basically it. If you're new to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit the bell to be notified. That's the best way to make sure you get a notification every time we're about to go live or put something up on the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitch, give us a follow over there. We appreciate you. If there is anything else, Blue says, all right, boys, I'll catch y'all later. He's going to crash. Thanks, Blue, for joining us in the chat all night. Unless you got anything else to say, Sammy, we'll cut out the lights and get out of here.
Just I'm excited for tomorrow.
All right. Cut out those lights. And until next time, peace.